Let's get ready to rumble!
I'm officially back off of IR. Sorry about the last couple of weeks. Haven't been well at all. Still not 100%. I had a really bad cold and tonsillitis, a flu, and Christ knows what. But I am back. And I am glad to be back. My name is Nick. You are tuned in to the Shank Club NFL Saturday show. If it's your first time here, please hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it if you would. If you want to contact and stay in touch with us, obviously we are across all of the social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all that good stuff, simply at Shank Club NFL. Without further ado, bring on my sidekick. I haven't seen him or spoken to him for a while. Carl, good afternoon, sir. Good to be back. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm very, very good. It's been a while since we've done a live show like this. Probably in the last 2 or 3 weeks due to you had man flu. So, but yeah, we're good. We're good. We're back together. Had a good week. Preview of week 13 is on my channel. Currently with me and Freddie. So just looking forward to a good forward a slate of Sunday football without having to worry about my team. And also I don't have to take my blood pressure medication this week either. So yeah. I have to do that Monday night. So, you know.
It's always good when you get a Sunday off and you don't need to worry. But the Niners are doing so well that even my tolerance level, shall I say, have been very, very good. So, yeah, let's bring on some other guests. Let's bring in our friend from across the pond, Ryan. Ryan, how are you, sir? Good morning to you. How's things?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm doing well. My son's back, so we got out yesterday. So we finally came back home around 4:45 p.m. on Eastern time. So, yeah, doing good.
That's good to know. Good to know. Good to see him back because I know it was he wasn't good earlier in the week. So yeah, that's excellent news. Excellent news. Talking of, I would say, excellent news, Freddie. First of all, good afternoon. How are you?
Afternoon, Nick. I see you're back off IR, a bit like Russell Wilson was, and just 50%.
But you see, I'm not Mr. Unlimited. I was limited, and I am still limited, and I don't have anything wrong with my hand, and I'm not going to lose.
So we don't want to let Nick cook on this show too much today.
No, definitely I don't. I'm definitely not going to be doing any cooking. That's for sure.
But no, I'm good. Nice to see everybody as always.
Yeah, definitely glad to have you along. Just had someone else sneak in that I saw. Let's bring him in.
There we go.
Nick, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. How are we all doing?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you. Did you actually get to see the Niners game on a screen, or were you all watching it on all your phones last week? Because I heard about the bonehead decision to do a UK meet-up with the Vikings fans that arranged it, and then, didn't realise that they weren't going to be on Sky. And, so that was well planned by whoever planned it.
Yes. People shall remain nameless at this point. Apparently, I've done enough damage to the man's self-esteem at this point. Apparently he wasn't actually going to show up. He turned up right at the last second. He's like, I wasn't going to show up because of all the stick I was getting online. Mate, you made the mistakes. Own them. Don't try and...
with the greatest respect, the first thing you do is check if they've got a projector, or you can Chromecast Game Pass from your phone. Should the game not be on Sky? That's the first thing. And I think it was pretty obvious that the Niners Vikings wasn't going to get picked for the 9:25 game quite early on. I mean, they'd already been flexed out of Sunday Night Football. So what's to say, oh, all of a sudden Sky are going to think, I'll tell you what, we'll put that game on.
Yeah. It was crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, though. I mean, big up. Got a gent called Jay Peplow, who part of the UK Niners, sorted it out within about 4 minutes of the game kicking off. All of a sudden, we had it on one of the screens. And, yeah, we got to see Debo tear the Vikings a new arsehole. It was a lot of fun.
And also watch Kirk Cousins line up behind the guard.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I have since
fans wanted him as their QB as well. They wanted him as a QB. Fuck off with your Kirk Cousins shit.
We wanted that sort of comedic timing since the butt fumble. So,
well, you certainly got it with that. I mean, it was ridiculous. I personally, I don't. Every time I watch it, it gets more ridiculous. It is funny, but we'll get into all that. We'll get into the Niners. We'll get into all the other stuff. I know Carl wants to talk some college football. So, Carl, kick off your college corner while I sit here and scratch my head and have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So, yes, Carl, the floor is yours.
I am going to need Freddie and probably Nick Ludlam on the end of this one. Okay. This is what the NCAA call Judgment Day. It's Championship Day. So the SEC is being fought out between number 1 seed Georgia and at the moment number 3 seed Alabama. Huge implications in that game. You could basically say Georgia are pretty much already in, regardless if they lose. But Bama, they really do need to win this game and by a good margin. Because the way it stands at the minute, Michigan knocking off Ohio State, finally, Jim Harbaugh finally got over the hump after this his 6th attempt now to do that. They take on the Iowa Buckeyes, a team that's ranked bottom 10 on offense in the entire NCAA, not in their conference, in the entire NCAA. So Michigan need to win that game as well. The Big 12 is a really interesting one. Oklahoma State taking on Baylor. That's a bit of a trap game for me because Baylor have come on strong as of late. Oklahoma State, they knocked off the Sooners. I think, and also as well, is it the ACC game, Freddie?
What do you mean?
The ACC championship game. Who's that between?
That's Wake Forest and Pitt.
Wake Forest and Pitt. Okay, so that's. Well, you'll be cheering on Pitt. I'll probably take it.
I am watching that. Yeah, it's the late night game. So
it will be the late night game. Freddie, as it currently stands right now, so it's Georgia sits at 1, Michigan sits at 2, Alabama at 3, and Cincinnati sitting at 4. Obviously, Cincinnati play Houston in their matchup as well, which you would expect them to win because Houston are not a seeded team. They are a seeded team.
16th.
Oh, the 16th. All right, so I beg your pardon then. Out of all the teams, which one of the... We say Georgia is definitely in regardless. Which one of the 3 teams right now are Michigan, Alabama, and Cincinnati could drop out for someone like... Oklahoma State, Notre Dame are still in the mix. I mean, even if Baylor knock off Oklahoma State by a good margin, even they could get in.
Yeah. Thing is, the only of the big teams I see losing is Alabama. Georgia's defense is, as I said to you on one of the shows this week. I can't remember which one it was. Sorry, Nick, for promoting Carl's show yet again. But I know it's a load of rubbish. It's got us 2 on it, but I bring it up a bit. But anyway, the the Georgia's defense is one of the best I've ever seen in college football. It's absolutely outstanding. But if there's a team and a coach who can get one over them, it's Nick Saban and the Alabama. Even though I've not been convinced by them for months, they've been crawling through games, particularly within the conference. They crawled past Auburn, they've crawled past LSU, they've crawled past a couple of other teams. They're a flawed team. They're probably not that good, but if they are to win this game, then they'll go straight in at number 1 on the rankings. Looking elsewhere, Michigan, Iowa were right at the top rankings earlier on in the year, but again they've fallen away since playing a couple of better teams. So I don't see any trouble there for Michigan. The only one I really see being a shock is Houston up against Cincinnati. It's a game that a couple of UK-based experts have been saying, watch out for this one because Houston are capable of knocking off the Bearcats. But elsewhere, there's just some good-looking close-up matchups. I mean, even Wake Forest and Pitt should be a high-scoring, decent contest. And for those who are not interested in college football but are interested in quarterbacks coming on into the future, that game will be one to watch for Kenny Pickett, who is one of the top up-and-coming quarterbacks coming into the draft next year. So wherever you look, there's interest for everybody, whether it's us college football nerds or fans of the NFL who want to see the next big name coming into the sport.
I've heard of Wilson Pickett. Does that count?
No.
All right. Just like
What are you chiming in?
Carly chiming in this morning. Good morning, lads. Nick, aka Alfred, aka Bell. Apparently, I'm Benny Hill now as well. I wouldn't have minded having all those girls running around after me like Benny Hill used to have back in the day, but there you go. Nice to see you in here, Carly. Thanks for joining. Carry on with your college corner.
Nick Ludlam, what do you say? What do you think? Who do you think could fall out of this top 4 seeding after tonight's games?
Top 4, I think the only real danger one is Cincinnati. They don't just have to win; they have to win convincingly. You know, we all know it's not just about your record; it's about style. It's about what you do as well in between the points. It's everything. They will look at absolutely everything when they come down to deciding who is that Final 4. And I think there's a good chance Oklahoma State can replace them. I really do. I think Oklahoma State was at Baylor. They said they're playing, wasn't it?
They play Baylor, yeah. But Baylor, they've beaten 3 teams in the top 15 this season, so they've also got style. So if they do knock off Oklahoma State, that's why I say even Baylor may just sneak it if Cincinnati do fall off.
Well, I think it's where you're right. To be honest, a win over even a lesser margin of a victory over Baylor is going to be far more impressive than a 10, 15-point win for Cincinnati, to be honest. And that's what they're going to look at. I mean, let's be honest, God knows what they talk about when it actually comes to deciding who the Final 4 are, but it could be anyone. Cincinnati are in real danger for me. They really are. They have to go all out. They need a massive statement win if they're going to maintain that position.
So what would it take for Alabama to get knocked out unless Georgia completely and utterly roast them 30 points plus?
Yeah, I think for Bama to fall out, you're going to need pretty much all the other teams below to have incredible victories. You're going to need Georgia are going to need to win by 20, 30 points minimum if they're going to fall all the way. And then everyone else has to have those convincing victories as well. I'm not sure all of it will happen. Plus, it's Alabama. It's Nick Saban. That carries weight when it comes to the voting, you know. They claim they never look at historical records. Does anyone really believe that?
No.
You know, let's be honest, if Ohio State were doing a bit better this year, they'd be a lot higher because they're Ohio State. And that is how it works, unfortunately. But whatever way, I think it's going to be a great day of games.
Yeah, it is going to be a great day of games. Obviously, Michigan taking on Iowa. Obviously, knocking off Ohio State last week was outstanding for them. They basically, but could there be some complacency going in against Iowa because last week they basically won their version of the Super Bowl. So could there be any complacency going into this game? I know Iowa haven't got a very good offense at all. As I said, they rank bottom 10 in the entirety of college football. But could there be any complacency that could go with this?
Potentially, but I don't see it. I don't. I think this is the opportunity Michigan have been waiting for a long time. This could be a turning point for Jim Harbaugh there and really pushing on and making them top notch and perennial, playoff contenders for a few seasons to come.
Freddie?
I agree. This is too big an opportunity for the Wolverines to just tuck it away, and they've got too talented a team really to do that. So no, I don't see an upset in this one. I do like Iowa's defense, but again, they're just not convincing, and they had that really horrible loss to Purdue earlier in the year that made me completely and utterly doubt them. So no, I've got the Wolverines winning this by a fairly decent margin.
Okay, Nick. What other news have we got to talk about in the NFL?
Sorry, I was falling asleep at all this college garbage. Sorry, I do apologise. Oh, I just need to wake myself up again.
Oh, no, mate. If you get a chance, go back and watch that Ohio State-Michigan game. That was one of the best games of the season. Absolutely.
I did watch the highlights, and it was I did enjoy the highlights, but I can't take college seriously. I can't. I mean, for me, and you can see it in a lot of times when these college kids come into the NFL, it's a whole different game. College is a lot, I don't want to say a lot slower. That's the wrong thing to say, but the tackling is piss poor. Some of these games that I watch the highlights on, and you see these running backs, and they break about 50 tackles, run 50 yards, and you look at that, trying that in the NFL, and they probably won't even break the first tackle, some of these kids. So it's, I don't know, I don't dig college, but if you do and that's your thing, more power to you. But I like watching paint dry on Saturday evenings normally, so I can't catch any college. But anyway, let's get back on track with the NFL news. Now, obviously this week, and we did talk about it briefly before we came on the air, Carl, you saw two players getting suspended from the Tampa Bay Bucks, Antonio Brown and the safety Mike Edwards. And apparently their futures are up in the air, and they're not going to discuss their future until after the bans are up. They were banned for 3 games, I believe, for COVID violations. Is that correct?
That is correct, yep.
And obviously, we know about Antonio Brown and his fake ID with Jorge Alvarez that was on there with his picture, which is a bit ridiculous. I don't know if the same thing was of the other guy, but obviously Aaron Rodgers as well didn't face any, apart from obviously the flack he got when it first came out. He's obviously been overlooked, if you want to call it overlooked, or he had nothing to do with it. What do you think, Carl? Is it apples and oranges, or what do you think on the subject?
Yeah, you can't compare apples to apples with this one. And the reason being why is with Aaron Rodgers, he misled the media by saying that he was immunized, and it completely got the wrong end of the stick. And then eventually, he ended up getting a huge fine for it. But that was that. With Antonio Brown, I want to go back to a tweet that the Buccaneers put in pre-season, saying that all 100% of all their players are vaccinated. So that basically means there should be no issues. Yet we get to Antonio Brown, who basically once you've done something wrong, I don't think you can recover from it throughout the rest of your career. He's been doing this for so many years now, not the COVID side of things, but all what he's done, burning bridges with Pittsburgh, burning bridges with the Raiders, burning bridges with the Patriots, all this and the other. He's been doing this for so long now, and now we get to the stand where we're in the middle of a pandemic when where you have to have a vaccination card, you have to have ID. I mean, I don't know what it is in Tampa Bay. I mean, many states have different obligatories that you need to use. But one of them, I think it was in California, if you get vaccinated, you have to have ID. You have to have an ID card if you get vaccinated. So basically, Antonio Brown has tried to, I'm going to be really, really bad here, say slither his way around it by using a fake vaccination card to try to get away with it. And now he's been caught out. For me, 3 games is not enough. He should be banned for the rest of the season, rest of the regular season.
Sorry, I didn't realise you stopped so abruptly. Yeah, I mean, to me, yeah, you're right. I mean, he basically has done something very stupid and broke the COVID laws. I don't know if it's mandatory or whatever. To me, it's just ridiculous. But then, as you said, Carl, how many times have we seen him pull bullshit like this throughout his career? And I think, to be honest, we all know if Tampa Bay release him, he'll get another team. We all know that because that's Antonio Brown and people want that sort of player. But when I say they want that sort of player, they want what he can do on the field. All the off-field bullshit you can do without. And that's why these players stay around in the NFL. Sorry, Freddie, I cut you off. Carry on, mate.
No, it's a good point. And it raises the question is, will Antonio Brown ever end up in the Hall of Fame? Because talent-wise, he'd walk in because he's one of the best receivers of all time. But in terms of off the field, it's just distraction after distraction. And he can't stay out of trouble. I thought going to Tampa with Tom Brady there, he'd nail in some discipline into him. But again, it doesn't seem to have happened. And I mean, as a Steelers fan, Antonio Brown, the player, has been absolutely phenomenal, and we absolutely adored watching him every week. But he's so frustrating that he can't seem to stay out of trouble. And this was one of the issues why he dropped to the 6th round back when he was drafted in 2010, is that there was issues over his discipline. But
character pick.
It's
he was a character pick like Le'Veon Bell. He was a character pick.
It's only really been the last 3 or 4 years where it's just been a downward spiral, whether that's through some head injuries or something along those lines, who knows? But it has always been there. But as for this in particular, yeah, it's the difference between this and Aaron Rodgers is massive. There is no comparison between what Antonio Brown and what's the guy's name? Edwards? I can't remember his name.
Edwards, I think his name was.
Mike Edwards, possibly. But again, I mean, if Mike Edwards gets ditched, he gets ditched. No one's going to be jumping over themselves to get him, are they? That's the thing. Ryan, what are your thoughts on Antonio Alge Horvares fake ID card Brown?
Yeah, I want to touch up on this, Freddie. I do. Since you brought that up and since you all guys brought this up, I have a question for all the panel and everybody on chat. What do you think is worse, AB having a fake one or Aaron Rodgers lying about his?
The thing is, though, the NFL, the Packers, and everyone else knew that Rodgers wasn't vaccinated. It was only the media who he actually told that, hey, I'm fine. But
I'm immunized. Yeah.
If the NFL and the Packers didn't know and he manipulated them, then he'd be having exactly the same punishment as AB.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Freddie. I mean, he used the play on words, I guess, would be the easiest way to say, but he didn't flat out. And basically, AB has lied. and put himself and his teammates in danger of catching it. Not saying all of them die or anything like that, but he has put those people in danger, Nick. Am I right?
Yeah.
Basically.
You all know I've got some rather extreme views when it comes to all of this.
Yes.
No, do you? I've never heard that, mate, at all, ever.
I personally don't see a difference. I see that they both lied. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I've ranted on this before.
Yeah, exactly. And we've only got 2 hours, Nick, so we can't turn it into the. We should do a separate thing and turn it into the COVID podcast or something. Something else very interesting that I've opened up the NFL app for us to pick games, and I love where these injuries come from, and I'm not going to go into it, but it says Saints QB Taysom Hill feared to have suffered mallet finger injury. Could require. What the fuck is mallet?
I think when I looked at this last night, they were saying it was something relatively similar to what happened to Russell Wilson.
Oh, well, if he's got the same as Russell Wilson, that's him. That's his season gone. He's going to come out and be absolutely awful.
If you watch Taysom Hill on Thursday night, he doesn't need a bad finger to play poorly. He was absolutely.
Well, no, I mean, I don't get how they paid him all that money and he is that bad.
Right. I've got the reason here. Mallet finger is an injury to the end of your finger that causes it to bend inwards towards your palm. You will not be able to straighten the end of your finger because the tendon connecting the muscle to the finger bone is stretched or torn. That's the injury.
Yeah, but Freddie, that's due to wanking with you, mate. That's different.
Yeah, that's a Pornhub injury, mate. That's totally different.
I was just trying to explain what it was, and I got murdered by Nick.
Trust Nick to lower the tone of the show as ever. Yeah, I mean I saw the highlights of the Saints game, and I still can't work out how they paid Taysom Hill that money. And I think out of a lot of teams, you've got to say that the Saints, and I don't know. I've never been fond of the Saints ever since Bountygate, obviously back in the day with the Niners. But you can see how injury has really affected this team and just how good, and again, I can't believe I'm going to say this, how good a QB in that system Jameis Winston is. Because they were good.
They were 5-2. They were 5-2 with Jameis Winston before he went down injured. Also with Alvin Kamara as well.
Exactly, and I know
now they look like a glorified mess.
They do. I mean, it's nearly as hilarious as the Seahawks, which I think is fucking delicious. I love it.
No,
I love that the Seahawks are so fucking terrible, and they are probably going to beat us this week. But it still doesn't take away the fact of just how shit their season is and how they're moaning. Trade Russell Wilson, fire Pete Carroll. I love it. And they signed Adrian Peterson, which is even more funny. It's hilarious. And his quote, I want to win a championship. Well, you ain't fucking winning one this year at Seattle, my friend. I'm sorry.
As I said on my show in the week, when they said they had getting Adrian Peterson, they said they're in win now mode. Put it this way, I've got more chance of dating Mandy Rose than what the Seahawks have of getting to the playoffs. That is slim to none.
Their win now mode is beating the 49ers because that is now. The reality is, forget it. You're going to see why, and it's all well and good them obviously trying to get their running game going, but their offensive line is a joke. Russell Wilson said it numerous times. And I know they were a 2-point conversion away from winning last Sunday. I get that. And I didn't actually think Russie was that bad. Yes, he missed a few throws and what have you. But, that it's the offensive line. So you bring in an aging or aged, whatever you want to call it, person who 5 years ago could still cut the mustard, and he played behind decent lines, like any good running back can do. But you put him behind one that is garbage, and he's over the hill at 30, whatever he is. How's that going to work? It's not. I can't. But anyway, well done, Adrian Peterson, going into, and again, win now. Really, you compare Seattle's win now mentality to the Rams, and at least the Rams are trying, but they're dog shit as well. But theirs is a win now. Seattle's is a win this Sunday, hopefully. So I don't get it.
The problem
Sorry,
with Seattle is they can't tank because they haven't got their first round pick because they stupidly decided to give the Jets a ton for Jamal Adams and he's been useless.
That was and at the moment it's the fifth overall pick, which is hilarious. And Jamal Adams is crap. He's a you can't cover.
At this current state of play, where the draft is situated right now, the Jets have got the 4th and the 5th pick. So right now they need offensive line help, but they could probably take Thibodeau at 4, the defensive end out of Oregon. I mean, as Freddie said, they can't tank even if they wanted to. They're basically like the NFL team, the Ottawa Senators. They can't tank because they lost all their fucking first round picks. They're not in hell. They're somewhere worse.
But you know, being a 49ers fan, I love it. And I hope that the Niners finally put paid to all this. Oh, they've still got a mathematical chance of the playoffs, and that chewing gum eating motherfucker on the sideline is pulling his hair out, throwing his headset down, getting all upset.
But we'll get into that. And they won't have any hair left.
I'll give him a haircut. Let's pick some games, shall we? It's been a while. Let's get into picking some games.
Let's go for it.
Now, this did have the look of a shitfest, but after last week's games, Dolphins, Giants. Dolphins all of a sudden have got their shit together. Still not convinced by Tua, I have to say. Danny Dimes is playing for his life. I think we can basically say that he's probably his last year, even though he is cheap. Giants, Dolphins, Carl. Choose.
I am going to pick the Dolphins in this game. I think Tua is going to run into some problems with the Giants defense because the Giants defense is actually playing pretty good right now. At this current state of play, I think with the Giants now, it's just damage limitation for them. Daniel Jones is shockingly bad. He's thrown 49 touchdowns to 49 interceptions. He is definitely being a journeyman as of next year onwards. And the Dolphins defense is actually, this defense of the Dolphins was what we expected at the start of the season. Why it took them 7 weeks to finally get going, I do not know. But the Dolphins have the better defense. I'd probably say they have the slightly better running game, even though Saquon Barkley is starting to get a little bit better. But yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins in that game. And just to clarify something, Nick, for Tua, he's had over 100 passer rating in his last 3 games, and he's completed well over 70% of his passes, throwing 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. So,
but he still looks strange when he chucks it. He looks strange, and that's what I can't get over.
Oh, get over with his fucking mechanics. Everyone has wonky mechanics at quarterback play. Do they convert? Yes.
Still not convinced. Still not
fucking Philip Rivers has some of the strangest mechanics I've ever seen. He's still a top quarter. He was a top quarterback. So
yeah, but I think it's more that he's a lefty that makes it look strange.
Oh, now he's slagging off us left-handed people. Oh,
yeah, well, exactly. Well, I know you're left-handed, Freddie, because your right hand is the one that you've got the Pornhub injury on, not your left.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh dear.
Bring it down again, Ryan.
Can't speak a mess.
Dolphins or the other team. I've forgotten who it was. I'm looking.
Fins.
You could not have timed that any fucking better, could you? Oh my days!
The Giants. That's it. Sorry, I'm looking up the spread because I know. Ryan likes to know what the handicap is. And that's obviously my handicap, not being able to look at enough screens at one time. Lawrence, good to see you in here. I know you're on with my man Ryan on his show. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Lawrence.
Yes, sorry. Ryan, the spread is -6.5 and plus 6.5 for the Giants.
Ooh, you got 6.5, huh? Damn. Giants at Dolphins. Miami's 6-point favorites on there. So I don't know where you're looking at. So I got 6-point favorites. If Gasket hopefully can run for his life. And I agree with Kyle what he said about their defense. Their defense is getting better. So, and we don't want any of the 5 and 7 teams creeping up to us. Really, we don't want that. Because I'm just saying, if we lose this weekend, if we do, they're going to creep up, they win, you know? So, but I got Dolphins in this, right? I'll go Fins.
What about you, Freddie? What do you think?
That's a big spread. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that wide. I was thinking that it would be closer than that. But yeah, I agree. I think the Fins are, although they're flawed, well, the Giants are very flawed, but the Fins are also flawed. And but both teams have got good defenses. I just like Miami's offense a little bit more. The Giants won last week purely off their defense. Their offense did nothing really. It might be a bit better with Freddie Kitchens than Jason Garrett as offensive coordinator, but I'm not sure it'll make a massive difference to them. Daniel Jones isn't the answer. I still really like Tua. He just hasn't been given a real opportunity yet, and he's having an okay season, but yeah, he needs some help, particularly on that offensive line. But yeah, Miami are looking better at the minute, so I also think the Dolphins.
You're just sticking up for your left-handed brother. That's all you're doing. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, for me again, easy choice. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins as well. I can't see the Giants doing anything in that game personally. Next up, Colts, Texans. Nick, the spread. The Texans are 10-point underdogs. Anybody here going to pick the Texans? And don't give me any of that any given Sunday cobblers. Anyone picking the Texans?
I very nearly did on Carl's preview show earlier in the week because it's one of those weird divisional games where
No, it's because of the fact I'm schooling you in the Pick'em League, so that hence the fact why you've gone. You're
you're schooling me that much. You didn't even beat me last week, so yeah, pipe down.
You're tied.
I'm improving. Yeah, I very nearly went with the Texans on this one. I like Indy, but they throw away leads like it's no tomorrow. I think they'll win this game, but it will be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, but no one's picking the Texans. I think it's going to be a bit of a whitewash, personally. The Vikings versus the Lions. Now, this one is intriguing to me. Lions kind of do have a bit of a run game, and the Vikings got absolutely stomped by the San Francisco 49ers last week. I'm going with the Lions. I'm going with the Lions. Me, I'm picking the Lions, and this is the third time I've done it. So third time a charm. Carl, who you got?
No, hang on. I'm just going to pick up on Nick's point because he's wrong on something. You say the
I'm
Lions
never wrong. It's my show. Be quiet.
You say the Lions have a run game. They don't have DeAndre Swift.
They have enough of a run game to win. They are going to win.
Not with no DeAndre Swift.
We'll see.
Go on, Carl.
We'll see. We'll see. Carl.
Yeah, you've been smoking the strong cheddar again, Nick. No, I'm taking the I'm taking the Vikings in this one. I'll be on the same bandwagon as you, Nick. You know, I've chosen the Lions 3 times to finally get their first win, and all 3 of those times they fucking dropped them the humongous goose egg on us all. I've got their schedule up right now. They play the Vikings, then they got the Broncos, then they got the Cardinals. They got the Falcons, Seahawks, and then the Packers. If there's any chance of them actually winning a game, it's either going to be against the Falcons or the Seahawks. I mean, can anybody see where a win is going to come from their remaining schedule? It looks so bleak. They're going to get Aiden Hutchinson at the end of the day for the first overall pick of the draft, but I can't see a win. So I'm taking the Vikings. And also as well, the Vikings coming off a loss to the 49ers. They're going to really want to punch. They're going to really want to punch someone in the mouth. And the Lions is a perfect candidate for it. So, yeah, I'm taking the Vikings.
Hopefully Kirk Cousins all lined up under centre this week as opposed to the left guard or right guard. Whatever it is. Ryan, who have you got? Lions or the Vikings?
But that was funny shit though. That was last week when you line up your center. That was funny shit. It was. Oh my god. Vikings at the Lions. Minnesota 7 favorites. Hey Kyle, no disrespect to you, man, but Nick, you won't be alone wolfing this. I'm gonna go for the Lions to get their first win. I am. We don't want the Vikings creeping up to us if we lose. You don't want that. Because then it'll be a big tie, you know? We don't want that.
No, but we will have, if it is, we will have the tie break over the Vikings if it was between us.
Just a quick one. Who the hell is mock drafted on ESPN?
Mock draft on ESPN. I have no idea on that one.
Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Sorry, man.
No, it's just because when you play,
went as well as it could have done, Carl.
No, because
who cares?
Because on the ESPN app, when you do your fantasy, your mock drafting, that noise indicates that you're now on the clock.
Okay.
So I don't know who it was in the background. But...
I don't know if my phone. My phone's turned down, so maybe my daughter's her tablet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing a mock draft for the Shanghai NFL.
You're famous, sweetheart. You're famous.
Right, so I'm not lone wolfing, so that's good. Mr. Argyle plus Steelers equals pain. What do you think?
Well, quickly, we're on ITV again tomorrow, so you can watch us bore you all to tears again. Hey,
yeah, I watched the last one and it was awful. So you think I'm tuning in to watch that crap again? I would rather do some gardening.
Yeah, we're playing the mighty Rochdale. Yeah, you should tune in. No, more seriously. The Vikings only just beat the Lions in Minnesota earlier in the season. So, again, you're expecting the Lions to put up a fight, particularly, again, being a divisional game. But they've got no DeAndre Swift, so that equals no run game. I don't trust Jamal Jefferson and a couple of others to really torch the Vikings like DeAndre Swift can. So, yeah, it's Jared Goff or Kirk Cousins who, despite being an idiot and lining up behind the wrong person, Cousins is actually having a really good season. So I got to go with the Vikings.
Till he met a decent defense last week, but that's another story. Nick?
I'm going to pick the Lions purely just to piss off the UK and Ireland Vikings fan club.
Who fucking deserve it, I might add.
Go Lions.
I think they did well winding you all up. Good job. Well done.
One pride.
Yeah.
It's gold.
Oh, we did slow skull clap them out of the bar, but they...
What, all two of them?
No, in fairness, 4 of them showed up. It was
fucking hell, would they get a taxi, get an Uber?
Well, actually, there was only 3 of them in the Uber, though, because the Niners fan club actually brought one of the Vikings fans with them.
Were they doing a rent-a-fan?
Quite possibly.
I'd have loved to have been there to rub their fucking nose in it and all. That would have been hilarious.
At least the Patriots meetup I'm going to in January is a little bit more organised.
Yeah, but there's only going to be you on your own, mate. So it don't matter how well you've organised it, you're going to be Billy No, mate.
It's not me that's organised it, you plum. It's not me that's organised it.
Oh, dear. Eagles, Jets. I'll let someone else take this because I can't believe how pathetic Jalen Hurts was last week. Nick?
I've got the same thing you've got with the app at the moment. Is that real? Well, it must be real if it's on the app, I suppose. Eagles are 11-0 all time versus the Jets. The Jets have never won this matchup.
Yep. Eagles have never lost to the Jets in franchise history.
I'm going to, as bad as the Eagles were, I think you've got to go Jets. Eagles.
What just happened?
You sounded like a strangled eagle. So you're going with the Eagles, right?
I am going Eagles. I'm claiming MS brain. I'm throwing the disability towel in.
Nah, sorry. Your blue badge don't work here, mate. I'm sorry.
I can park wherever I want for 2 hours. Thank you,
Freddie.
Bringing this back to some sort of sanity.
Look, don't ruin the habit of a lifetime, okay?
And I know being sane for me is a difficult thing, but I'll try. Yeah, the Eagles were dreadful last week, but they were playing against a really good defense, and the Jets' defense is tragic. So Hurts will run all over them. Eagles to win this by a landslide.
Ryan.
You know me, Nick. It's easy for me, Jets.
Carl?
I know the Eagles came up against a good defense in the Giants last week, but this Jets team is not good. It is not good at all. So, yeah, I'm taking the Eagles.
As one of my favourite bands sang in the mid to late 70s, the Stranglers, something's got to change. I'm going with the Jets because they are going to break that 11-0 hoodoo. Somehow, some way. Don't know how, but Jalen Hurts last week looked hurt, tragic, awful, and people. And I'm gonna bring up the elephant in the 49ers room. People, that could be Trey Lance. Just have to say that's all I'm going to say. That performance last week could be Trey Lance. So be careful what you wish for. Cardinals at the Bears. Ginger Assassin won a game. Never diss the Ginger. Could be Fields. Could be the Ginger Ninja. I'm going to have to go with the Bears because I don't want the Cardinals to win. I want them to be real back in the NFC West because this could get interesting in the NFC West if the same sorry old Rams keep losing and also the Cardinals start to lose and the Niners start picking up games. This could get very interesting. So I'm going to go the Bears. Carl?
Cardinals easy. I think Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are a game time decision, but their backup has been pretty solid since they've been out. I've got the Cardinals record fixtures up here. It looks pretty straightforward from here on out for them. So yeah, I've got the Cardinals to win this game.
Ryan?
Did Justin Fields come back last week? Has he got hurt?
No.
He's out.
No.
He's out.
Is he out this week?
He's number 2. Dalton starts.
Oh, he's backup, huh? He's playing backup. Oh shit. Who's the starting quarterback now?
The Ginger Assassin, Andy Dalton.
Oh jeez. Oh,
Says it all. That does, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Oh my God. Arizona 7.5 point favorites too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for Nick on that. What exactly he said, I was thinking the same thing. Like they're going down like the Rams are. If we creep up, we can go for that freaking West. We can. So yeah, I'm going for Bears. I hate to do it, but I'm going for Bears.
The thing that intrigues me about that, and yeah, I mean, I'm letting my heart rule my head. And if Kyler Murray is back to being Kyler Murray, this won't even be close. And, you know, they're going to be the surprise of the NFC West this year. In fact, they probably already are. The Rams are just tanking because they're not any good. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, of course, I know the Cardinals really are going to win, but I just can't pick them because I want the Niners to gain on them. Freddie.
Yeah, I was thinking this game might be a bit more interesting if Dustin Fields was starting, but Andy Dalton starting. The Bears are not like Cardinals win this one easy, even with Colt McCoy playing quarterback. James Conner will no doubt get a couple of touchdowns as he seems to get every week. So, yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals.
He's the biggest surprise to me this year, James Conner, bearing in mind how awful he was with you lot last season.
To be honest, I'm not, because the thing is, we do with Najee Harris, we overused him, and the Cardinals have used him less, and he's been far more effective because he's been on less snaps and not getting injured every 30 seconds. So they use him properly, which we didn't, and credit to him, he's doing a great job down there.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm going to let my heart rule my head on this one. I'm going to go with the Bears.
There you go. See, all us Niners fans, we all stick together. We're so predictable. Chargers versus the Bungles. Bungles, and I know I'm not going to rub it in anymore, Freddie, because I rubbed it in enough during the game.
Here we go.
But they absolutely waxed a very poor team, missing players. I get that, but they really did absolutely 100% beat your team.
They did.
This is the two teams that excite me to watch the most, that could be the biggest goose egg of the games this week. Because you've got an electric Chargers offense, semi-decent defense. You've got the same with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and the running game, etc. But it could be 6 or 6. I don't know.
Freddie, hand down. Freddie, hand down.
I think Carl's going to say exactly what I'm about to.
Hand down. I know exactly what you was going to say. Nick, carry on.
I was just about to throw it out for your prediction, Carl.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me clear up something with you. Did you say the Chargers have a semi-good defense? They are ranked dead last in the NFL for rushing on defense. Joe Mixon just come off a career high against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, who running the ball, they should stop pretty well. But it didn't happen last year. I'll guarantee this right now. If the Chargers run defense does not stop Joe Mixon, this game is going to be over very, very quickly. I'm taking Cincinnati to win.
You nearly said the Bills then. the Cincinnati.
I nearly said the Bungles, okay? I can't call them the Bills right now. They're winning, all right?
Ryan.
Yeah, I got the Bengals, guys.
Freddie.
Do you know what? I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
You can't do... Oh, okay. You want to do on this show? Fine.
Yeah, I'm going different. I went with the Bengals. That's my real prediction. Is what I said.
He's hedging his bets so that on one show, at least he's going to be right. So he's going to be wrong on one and right on the other, unless, of course, it's a tie.
Why not?
He's hedging his bets. Nick.
No. Oh, well, you lot always go do your heart over head. So I'm going heart over head here. I don't like the Bengals, and they torched us last week. So I'm going to.
Shame we couldn't get another show going for someone else for Freddie to go on, and then he could do it 3, and then he definitely couldn't sit on.
I'll go with the tie then. Yeah.
Nick.
And my bad. Yeah, the Bengals are a 3-point favorites, just so you know. I'm sorry. I forgot to add that. I'm sorry. 3-point favorites.
Yeah, but I think the Bengals going to win.
I'm going to say the Chargers because they're going to be softening up the Bungles for when the Niners go in there 9:25 and kick their ass. So
Ooh.
I'm going with the Chargers on this one.
Phew, I'm not lone wolfing.
Right. Now, again, this one should be relatively straightforward. The next game. Anyone going to take the Falcons?
No.
No. I don't. I think anyone would be stupid to take the Falcons. I'm sorry.
And the Buccaneers are 10.5 favorites, so you know.
10.5.
Oh.
And
Yep.
Tom, TB12 is 9-0 all time against the Falcons. That tells you all you need to know.
He also dropped 5 touchdowns on them early on in the season. So,
Yeah.
Next game. I'm not going to be lone wolfing, but I think it's because the Niners Avengers are all going to stick together. Jaguars Rams.
Come on, guys.
Jaguars.
Come
Jaguars. If I say it enough, it will come true. Just like when I said the 49ers were going to wax the Rams by 10, it was a lot more. The Jaguars can come out and somehow find a way to win. It will be a massive upset and it'll be fucking hilarious. Sorry, Rams fans, if you're watching. Nick.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Bugger it. Heart over head. Go Jags. London's team.
Exactly. London's team, Freddie. Be patriotic.
No.
Don't sit on the French there, Freddie. Come on.
I don't need to say anymore. Go on, Carl, your prediction.
Ryan?
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be a surprise game. I can tell you right now, dude. I can.
oh,
I can tell you. Rams are 13.5 favorite. I mean, I'm sorry, 13 favorites. Yeah, 13-point favorites. Sorry. 13 points favorites. Jaguars, man, they're no joke. They're no joke, really.
Because some of these spreads that we've seen so far in these games are a bit ridiculous. The Rams aren't a 13, cannot be a 13-point favourite. I think the odds makers in Vegas are either drunk, drugged up, or haven't watched the shitty Rams for a few weeks.
I'm assuming you.
I know they were on a bye last week, but they can't be what they can't be. They cannot be watching.
Please,
Now,
Carl, join me in some sanity, please.
They can't be. That they will. In fact, I am going to have a bet that win or lose, the Jaguars will cover that, and they will not lose by 13. Because there's no way the Jaguars are 13. The Rams are 13 points better. Carl.
The Jags are just awful. They're just awful. So I'm going with the Rams.
Thank goodness for that.
Sanity, allegedly. The football team, the WTF at the Raiders. Now,
ooh.
We all know who I'm picking, so I don't even need to say it, and I know I'm not going to lone wolf. Carl.
This one's a really tight one for me to pick because on one hand, the Raiders just come off a win that they needed to keep their playoff hunts alive. Washington, since they come off the bye, have won 3 straight. Antonio Gibson has rushed for 100 yards in 2 of the last 3 games. Defense is starting to play well, and Taylor Heineke is improving by the day. This is a coin toss game for me. But I am going to go for the upset here. I'm taking Washington.
Ryan.
You're not alone, Carl. So I'm going for Washington too. And Vegas, they're 1.5 favorites too. Vegas are
1.5.
Yep,
1.5. That's not a lot. That is not a lot.
No, but normally the home team will get a 3-point advantage in the spread anyway.
Yeah,
that's how it normally works. So that
remember that Allegiant Stadium is the only place in the world where the house loses.
And I can't wait because I may be going to watch the Niners there in Vegas next year. It's in the pipeline.
Ooh.
and I can't wait. If I can do it, I'm doing it. And I'd much rather do.
I'll happily come with you just to do a show in Vegas.
An away
more
game.
than happy
to.
To go to Vegas to watch your team play, I think will be. I wouldn't want it to have gone when it was in the Bay, when they were still in the Bay. I wouldn't. It doesn't have the same mystique, but yeah. So, and I know nothing but Niners are planning on doing that as well. There's going to be a whole load of crew going down there. I nearly said Ryan again. It's not Ryan. It's Freddie. Freddie, who have you got? WTF or the Raiders?
I can't believe I'm lone wolfing on this one. I expect Nick to go with the Washington team, but I'm going with the Raiders.
Well, but I don't vote because everyone knows the teams I pick against, and
I've got to go with the Raiders on this one. They've got their deep threat back now with Deshaun Jackson. He played well last week against the Cowboys. Derek Carr's been playing pretty decent this season. He's not been lights out, but he's played well enough for them to win games. And they've got a pass rush, which will cause Heineken some trouble. I love Max Crosby. He's one of the best players this season, and he's not getting the credit he deserves. So, I got to go with the Raiders. This one, it's a tight game because, as Carl alludes to, Washington have definitely got better, and Ron Rivera knows how to win games. But the defense isn't what I expect it to be, and I just think the Raiders are a slightly better team, so I'm going to go.
No, I mean, as well as that defense has done in the last few weeks, I think we all expected them, and I know they've obviously lost a couple of players, but I think we all expected them to be top 5 this year, and they have massively underperformed. Nick, who have you got?
Washington. Again, it is that time cost game, but I don't even think this is so much harder ahead. I think Washington can win this. They've been looking like a half decent team of late.
So, I believe that means, young Freddie, you are the lone wolf. Please take it away.
Oh dear! Last time I did this, it was a disaster. Oh, there we go. Oh!
That sounded so.
Now, if anyone was passing your house, Freddie, they would have thought that you were torturing a dog or something. Man, I need to get a soundboard or something with a proper lone wolf sound to mask some of the terrible lone wolves we have on this show, because that was honestly, if that was the X Factor or the Masked Singer or Alter Ego or something, you'd have got fucking kicked off, mate. You wouldn't have even got that far. Someone would have got there with a golden buzzer and pushed it, and you'd have been hooked.
Well, mate, you've got the Beast of Bob. You've got the Beast of Bob Minmore. Now we've got the Puppy of Plymouth.
See, now that should be your new nickname, Freddie. You should be the Plymouth Puppy.
I'm not from Plymouth. The Egypt from Exmoor would work.
That geezer that played bowls will be turning in his grave listening to that. Jesus wept. Ravens at the Steelers. TJ Watt has been activated. I've just been off of the COVID reserve list, which is good news for them. But I, to be honest, all the Ravens need to do is follow the blueprint last week and just run, do a bit more running, do a little bit more running, throw in the odd deep ball, do a shitload more running, and just take anything away underneath for Ben. And I'm going to say the Ravens are going to win this 35-7. Carl?
35-7.
Right, I'm going to try and play devil's advocate here for the Steelers. The Ravens' last 4 games, they beat the Vikings 34-31. Then they play Thursday night football, get walloped by the Dolphins 22-10. They squeak past the Bears 16-13, and they squeak past the Browns last week, where Lamar Jackson threw 4 interceptions, and all the Browns' offense could come up with those interceptions as 3 lousy, measly, stupid points. The Steelers' defense will convert on a lot better. Also, as well, when a big, great franchise like Pittsburgh get their doors blown off them by an inferior divisional opponent, because we always say that Cincinnati is usually their little brother, they always come back hard in the next game. This is a gamble, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to bounce back. The Baltimore Ravens are the luckiest sons of a bitches in the NFL. How many times have they squeaked through games which they didn't deserve to win? They will get found out. If they don't get found out in the regular season, they will get found out in their first postseason game. That's where they'll go one and done if they continue to keep doing this. So I'm going to take the Steelers to bounce back.
Well, let's hope a different offensive game coordinator and also QB turn up, because if it's the same shit that they had last week, it's going to be a long day. Long day.
Yep, agreed.
Ryan, who have you got?
Nick, man, I was gonna say something about TJ Watt. We stole my thunder. Yeah, he's been activated, so he'll be there. So, but it doesn't change my vote. I'm definitely going for the Ravens. Here you go. Bessie Browns. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going for Ravens.
Now, this will be one of the shock of all shocks if the Plymouth puppy, who doesn't come from Plymouth, but we couldn't think of any other place named Penzance puppy, is that down your neck of the woods? I don't know.
Further away. That's nowhere near me, but okay.
So, sorry, what part of the world do you live in? And then we'll try and rhyme it with
I live just across the water from Nick.
In the sticks where no fucker lives.
Basically,
I'm surprised you've got internet. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm surprised then, Freddie, you've got internet, or that fucking gerbil is running around that wheel faster than ever to keep your internet going.
I only live about, if Nick is in Swansea, I'm about 25 miles away. But
Are you Ilfracombe?
Not far away.
Okay.
I don't know any dogs that begin with I. Can't have the Ilfracombe.
Well, my local village is Kentisbury, as it is in the fantasy league. So,
We're gonna have to think of a dog-based puppy somewhere around there. But I do have a
Dalmatian, so do something with that dog.
I want your thought. Before you get to I know you're going to also pick the Steelers, but what were your thoughts last week?
I'm assuming you didn't watch Carl's preview show then, if you think that I'm going to go with the Steelers.
You're not going to do a turncoat, surely?
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens.
I'm really.
I did this on Carl's show, and I'm going to do it again because we're not that good.
There's the evidence.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I went with the Ravens, and I'm going again.
All right, let's just.
The Steelers can't stop the run, and the ball can run for days. So I don't see how we win this game. So it won't.
How bad was it for you? How bad was that Cincinnati game for you, Freddie? Not to rub salt in the wounds, but how bad was that Cincinnati performance?
It was terrible. Bearing in mind that our offense played so well the week before against the Chargers. It was horrendous the week after, and Cincinnati figured us out big time. But it won't be that bad this week. But I think the Ravens again will come away with another fluky win, like they've been doing all season. Ravens are not an 8-3 team. They've got an 8-3 record. They're not that good, and they just keep scraping.
A 20-point win by the Ravens isn't a fluke, Freddie. That is, I think, it is going to be that wide. I honestly think that they're going to get waxed again. And if it wasn't for that tied game, they could have a losing record already this year.
You don't know what you're talking about, Nick. That's nonsense. I think the Ravens it won't be that big, the gap. The Steelers will back up. They always do. So,
my Nostradamus prediction for the Niners-Rams, I was 10 points out, and I said they were going to whack them, and everyone said it was going to be a lot closer.
Yeah, but even the Muppet gets one right occasionally, so...
I get quite a lot right, actually. I got 2 lone wolves in 1 week, correct.
Wow,
but I still think the Ravens are going to wax them. But we'll see. Nick, what do you think?
I'm going to do a little turncoat on myself almost there. I'm going to let the head rule the heart. I would like the Steelers to win. I need Najee Harris to have a big game.
Ooh.
But I'm going to go Ravens.
I'm still in shock that Freddie's picking against his team. I would let my internet connection drop, go out, and then come back when they stop talking about it, and then pretend that I already picked. But hey ho.
You know me, Nick. I'll always be honest, whether I think we win or not. So I'm not you. I won't just go for my homers just because I think it. So.
Broncos at the Chiefs. Broncos improved slightly, maybe better than their record suggests at 6-5. Chiefs seem to have picked up again. KC have won 11 straight against Denver. I don't see that changing, especially at whatever it's called at Arrowhead Stadium now. I don't know why they bother saying. They might as well just call it Arrowhead. Why say it's Geek, whatever it is at Arrowhead? Just to appease the fans, I'm guessing. But I can't see it. I can't see the Broncos knocking the Chiefs off. Carl, what do you think?
No, I can't see the Broncos knocking the Chiefs off, but I think it's a lot. This game is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people giving it for. Denver's defense over the last 4 games or so have really stepped it up. Patrick Surtain II having those 2 interceptions on Justin Herbert last week. You could just tell the pass rush is starting to get there without. They've now got over the fact Von Miller's not there anymore. I think the Chiefs have just got that little bit more quality to get this win over the line. But I think Denver will push them hard. I don't think this is going to be a blowout game. I can see this being quite close.
Yeah, I don't think by any means it's going to be a blowout. But I just think that I just think they'll have maybe a 7-point win, possibly the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be, a massive game like that. I also have to say, Mr. Rogers, if you are watching, isn't it funny how Scott's looking after some of his family today, so he couldn't be on, but none of his burner accounts have appeared. Isn't that funny? Not one of his burner accounts has appeared in the chat, and that's just my conspiracy theory. It's just very strange. When Scott's on here, his burner accounts always turn up. When he's nowhere to be seen, his burner accounts don't do it. So he's babysitting. So obviously that's taking his hands away from his device so he can send in messages to the show. Ryan, who have you got? Chiefs, Broncos?
Broncos, Chiefs. Chiefs are 9.5 favorites. Who's Broncos quarterback? Oh, you know who it is.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Isn't it?
Teddy.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Cheerbro. I shouldn't have known that. Oh, God. I really don't want to go for the Chiefs this one. I'm probably going for underdog, and I think I'm going for dead horses. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there could be a possible lone wolf situation. Freddie.
Yeah.
I disagree with both Carl and Nick. I think the Chiefs win this by a mile. Denver don't match up well. To beat the Chiefs, you've got to outscore them. You can't outscore them with a bridge quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater. So Chiefs to win this easily.
Nick?
I don't want to leave Ryan lone wolfing it, but yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs. I would love to see a Broncos win. Don't get me wrong, it would be lovely, but yeah, Chiefs.
See how sincere he was there, Ryan. He didn't want to leave you hanging out, but he just did.
Just a
It's all
quick
good,
one.
Nick. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it, man.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
So that's the only second lone wolf today. So over to you, Ryan, and please make it better than the puppy.
Ow!
There you go. That's a lone wolf.
Sorry, Nick, just to counter on what Freddie's argument is, saying that they're going to blow out the Broncos. The last 4 games, the Chiefs have scored 20 points, 13, 41 against the Raiders, but they were a broken franchise anyway, and 19 against the Cowboys. They're only putting up on the low 20s. That's why I say this. I don't think it's going to be a blowout game. I think the Denver defense is going to play cover 2, give Mahomes all kinds of problems, rush 4. Let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all. This is why I think this Chiefs offense is clunky, and their defense is good. But I think their offense is clunky. I don't think it's as a well-oiled machine as we've seen in past seasons.
I mean,
no comeback. There we go.
To be fair to Freddie, if they score 14, 16, 18, 19 points and Denver only get 3, then I suppose technically you could say that's not even close. I'm guessing.
Yep. Well, I think Carl's wrong, so there's no point counteracting. So, and he's not going to disagree, so there's not much point arguing. We'll wait and see. We'll let Sunday Night Football take place and see what happens.
Yeah, indeed. Nick, what do you think?
I've already called it.
Nick's called already. He said,
"Yeah, we've had our lone wolf. What are you doing, Nick?"
Oh, Jesus, sorry. I'm multitasking and I can't do it, so I should just stick to doing one thing, and then I won't need to worry. Patriots at the Bills. Now, this has got the makings of a very, very good game. Yeah. Nick, who do you think?
I'm going to go Bills. I just don't want the Patriots getting good again. Sorry, Carl. I don't know if I say it again, if we say it enough times, we can will it into existence. And the Bills, Bills.
Pay those dollar bills. Freddie.
Oh, I went with the Bills on Thursday night. I really want to change though, because I in big games I always trust Belichick to put some system in place to stop Josh Allen, and there is a way, and that is to force him to throw all the time, and that's what the Bills have to do because they've got no run game. This is a tough one. I'm going to stick with the Bills to win at home, and the Patriots will win the other game, and they split the series. But because this is two good teams, I can't wait to watch this game. The Patriots have impressed me, particularly on defense. They're outstanding defensively, probably the best in the league. And offensively, they're not doing anything particularly special, but they're moving the ball down the field, and Mac Jones is doing what he has to do to win games. So, yeah, I'm letting my heart rule my head here. I'm going to go with the Bills, but I'm a bit iffy on this one.
Ryan.
Yeah, tough one for me. So I want to go for the Bills, but my wife, she's a Patriots fan, so, and the Bills are 2.5 favorites too.
A happy wife is a happy life.
Yeah, exactly.
Is she in the room or not?
She's at work.
You can pick Bills. You can pick the Bills then.
Not if she watches this back. We'll see next week. He'll have a bandage on his head where she's hitting around the head with a frying pan and come in.
I mean, a doghouse. I'll go for Bills. I'll go against her. I don't care. Whatever.
I am going to make sure she sees this show somehow. Timestamp it. 1 hour, 18 minutes, 15 seconds. Carl, what's your thoughts on it?
Pre-season, this was the matchups I was extremely worried about the Bills, thinking, we could get swept by these guys. Now going into this game, I don't feel as nervous as I did in pre-season. Patriots coming off 6 straight wins. Defense is playing outstanding. Number 1 in scoring defense. Top 5 rushing attack in the NFL. We are playing buddy boy football. And if there's one thing the Bills are not doing right now, they're not playing buddy boy football either. They're a finesse team. You have to literally put so much pressure on Josh Allen. He will cough up the ball. He will throw interceptions. He will fumble it because this pass rush will get to him. Pats are the underdog in this game, but I think we will come away with a win. And here's the thing as well. The weather forecast is meant to be snow, 25 to 40 mile an hour winds. What does that indicate? A running style of game. If there's one thing the Bills can't do is run the football. New England will utilize that in every way, shape, or form.
But Matt Brady's been tidy the last couple of weeks for the Bills. I know Singletary and Moss have fallen off the face of the earth, but Brady's done tidy.
Brady's done okay. Bills are ranked 24th rushing in the NFL.
I personally don't think you can go against the hooded nightmare in this game. The Bills are hot and cold at certain times. Do I trust them? Not against Belichick. I just can't. I can't. Belichick finds ways to win. Mac Jones has been playing very, very well. That defense has been good. Would it surprise me if the Bills won? No, but I just can't. Yeah, I can't see past the Patriots on this one. I think the Patriots are going to win. And I hate to say it because, like, probably nearly every NFL fan, they want two things to happen this season: Brady to be awful and New England to suck. And neither of those things really are happening. And Belichick just finds a way to win. I don't, and I hate it. I hate it when they dominated for all that time. They have a season that's a bit dodgy, and then the motherfuckers are back. It annoys the shit out of me. It really does.
Bloody cockroach.
It's just, please, not again. I mean, before we obviously a couple more things I want to discuss before we get onto the Niners. Carl, what was your expectations coming into the season once the Mac attack had been installed as a starter? You got your players back from the COVID exempt and all that malarkey. What were your expectations coming into this year for the Patriots? Are they where you thought they'd be? Are they better than you thought they'd be? What's your overriding thing so far that you've seen?
Originally, when Mac stepped in, it was a case of, okay, let's just see how the kid does. I'd probably say 9-8 would probably be a sufficient record. 10-7, maybe if we kind of sneak into the final wildcard spot. But I didn't expect this defense to be where it is right now. I didn't expect the likes of Hunter Henry and Kendrick Bourne to be such decisive weapons that we've been needing for quite some time. The running game has been outstanding. I'll say this now. We're overachieving at this moment in time. If we beat the Bills on Monday Night Football, we are definitely overachieving because we'll have 9 wins already on the slate. And someone on my Twitter feed, I can't remember who it was now, said your team is a very mediocre team and you're going to go 5-12. Well, you completely got that one wrong, mate, didn't you? I
actually said you'd go 0-12, but that was just me pissing you off.
That was just you pissing me off, exactly, yeah. But no, we are overachieving at this moment in time. I mean, if we end up winning the division, then we basically exceeded expectations. From this moment forward, if we end up winning the division, we are playing with house money because no one expects us to win the division. Maybe a few people expect us to get a wild card by the skin of our teeth, but no one's expected us to be this dominant. And as soon as I say we reach the playoffs with a home game, I'd say, right, let's see what happens. This is a rookie quarterback we got here. We are under no illusion, no pressure to even go any further. But I know this team can go further. But it's going to be a case of how far can we take this? Can we take this team? How far can Mac Jones try and lead this team? Not win us games, lead us to wins. as I said at the end of the state, I said 10-7 was probably our most realistic record. Now, the way I can see it right now, I can see us. I could probably see us going 12-5, maybe even 13-4.
Would you like to respond to John V's comment, Carl? Yeah, I thought that would go in the dumpster quick. Yeah, I mean, I have to say I am surprised with the Patriots. I've watched them a few times. If the other 6 o'clock games are pretty tragic and they're playing, I will at least try and watch some of it. And I have been impressed with Mac Jones. And I've said, before, John V is really bringing the heat to you, Carl.
I've got something I would like John V on, actually, because he said something on the locker room rant, which I'm a little bit annoyed of him about, saying that it's the coach that's got this team the way it is right now. Was that the case when Brady was Brady a quarterback?
But the thing is, you can't, because Brady's a good QB. And we all kind of said when he went to Tampa Bay, is he signing his 401k to just, live his days out in the sun? And then the motherfucker went and won a Super Bowl. And it wasn't in spite of him. And you could say the same about what Mac Jones has done this year. They aren't winning despite of him. They are winning games.
Yeah, they're winning games, yeah.
He has been a big part of those wins. Is he a game manager?
Yes.
Debatable. But he is doing what is asked of him, and they're winning games. So you can't really ask any more of the kid. I mean, me personally, I'm still glad that we took Trey over him because, as I've said previously, I think Trey has got a higher ceiling than Mac Jones. I mean, I would compare Mac Jones to somebody like, and I would say Alex Smith. When Alex Smith finally got to have 2 years with a decent offensive coordinator and Harbaugh as his coach, he won games. He wasn't brilliant. He wasn't great. But he did what he needed to do, and he had the right coaching. And, I'm pleased it worked out for Mac Jones because he would have seen all the negative shit out there and what happened before the draft and all that lot. And
Mac Jones has basically took off his Alabama Crimson Tide jersey and put on the Patriots jersey. What's the different systems? What's the difference in the system that he's worked with through at the collegiate level and at the NFL level? There isn't.
John V makes a couple of quick points. Very actually good. I think they actually make a Super Bowl run and it scares the shit out of me. That system is awesome and it's designed for statues. Does that mean that Big Ben's going to go there as the backup next year? Oops,
No.
I can't take anything away from them. And the second point, Mac Jones doesn't succeed anywhere else as he does in New England. And I think that is a very good point. And it's going to be interesting to see. Has he faced adversity this year in games, Carl, where he's had to lead the team back from being 10 points down this year so far or not? Has he seen any adversity?
The only adversity I've probably seen was when we played Houston in week 5. We were 19 points down. And we managed to get back from that. Apart from that, no, not really. But I think the big moments, like the Bills game, for example, these are big games and big spotlight moments for him. And I don't think that's going to phase Mac Jones because he got used to it. He got used to it for Alabama. And Kendrick Bourne has just been an outstanding receiver for us. He's just been absolutely amazing. But I think the way with Mac Jones is playing right now, he's not been asked to do a lot at all. He said, protect the ball, make the right reads, get the right throws out on time. And he's been making some really, really good throws. I think he's thrown something like There's something like 9 touchdowns to 2 interceptions in the last 5 or 6 games or so, which is pretty solid. So you can't expect anything more from the kid. This is just basically down to the defense that has just been playing lights out since after the Dallas game.
Interesting. Anyone else want to make any comments about, obviously, New England, where they are, what you thought, etc., etc.? Anyone else got any comments?
No, I love Bill Belichick.
I know you do. You just can't help but love the guy, can you?
Ryan.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Freddie. Go ahead, bud.
Cheers, Ryan, and screw you, Nick. Yeah, I do love Belichick. I love the way he handles the press. He just doesn't care less, and I absolutely adore that. I wish everyone was like that with the media. And the way he sets his defenses up is just outstanding. They're the best. They're the best defense in the league, quite frankly, from what I've seen. And he can just shut down anybody, and that's what I fear about Monday night is that the Patriots will be capable of putting in a scheme that can shut down Josh Allen, and the Steelers managed it. And if the Steelers can manage it, then anyone can. So, I love him. As annoying as that is, and the many times that the Patriots have smashed our asses every single season, and they'll do it again next year when we play them. But yeah, I love their defense. And the thing is, and this is what lots of rookies never get, is a coach that gives them a system where they can win. They don't have to do the difficult things. They can do the simple stuff, move the ball down the field, but mostly run the ball, make the simple passes, because it's not happening anywhere else. You look at the other rookies. Zach Wilson's got an absolute mess in New York. And there's even reports that Robert Saleh might be one and done. I hope he isn't, because I think he's a good coach. But even so, that's a mess there. You've got Trevor Lawrence, who is a good he's a very, very good quarterback. But again, coaching is not great, and the team is also a mess. You've got Trey Lance, who hasn't really had a chance. He's had a game against Arizona and played okay, but we had to see of him, so I'll move on him. And Justin Fields, who when he's played at times he looks really good, but he's got Matt Nagy holding him back. And you look at them, and then you look at Mac Jones and the system he's in, and you think, Mac Jones is playing the best of the 5 rookies so far, but he has definitely been given a helping hand where the others are just being pulled in by incompetence around them.
One thing I will say about Trevor Lawrence, he's got beautiful hair, and he should be an ambassador for L'Oreal. Ryan, what were your thoughts?
I'm sorry, Nick. I had to laugh about that one. That hair. That was funny. I'm sorry. That was funny. Probably the only guy I seen with long blonde hair like that. That quarterback. Oh man, I tell you right now, my wife. She don't watch football like I do, but she used to before she met me. And that was back in 2010. But she's happy. She's happy. She really is. She was telling me, well, how come you guys didn't go for him? I'm like, don't do that, hon. Don't do that. Okay. Everybody thought we were going to get him, and even all pressers that Kyle was given, all the interviews, everybody thought he was going to push for Mac Jones. And guess what happened? He played everybody's thoughts. That's what it was. And that's Kyle, and that's genius in Kyle. That's what he does. You know? So she's happy with her Patriots. I'm happy for her. I really am. I don't hate the Patriots. I don't. Really don't. And I did like Tom Brady was on them too. But it's just some things that he did, you know, it really stuck out. So basically I have nothing against the Patriots. We call them Pats, is what we call them. So but she's doing real good. I'm proud of her, I really am. And you know, I'm proud of her too. So that's all I gotta say about it.
You can't backtrack now. She's going to see that you've picked against the Patriots. So you can't backtrack now and give it, oh, I love the Patriots. I love the Pats. They're the best. They're the best. You picked against the Patriots in the pick'ems. Don't backtrack now, Ryan. You should know that. Don't spew out the love for the Patriots when you've picked against them, because she will find out. She will. So you need to. So you're going to need to make a personal apology to your wife because you picked against them, and she, like any good woman, somehow she will find. What did you do this afternoon, darling? Oh, I was on the Shank Club NFL. Oh, I think I might watch that. No, you can't. You can't. They swear too much. I've heard worse swearing than that. I am going to watch.
Did you?
Oh, hang on. I've just got to pop to the store.
You're trying to say that Ryan's wife sounds like Mrs. Maple. What the hell?
I really wouldn't insult her by doing a really bad American accent. But either way, she's going to sit down, and then Ryan is going to disappear like an hour and 18 minutes, whatever it was, into the show to the store. And
I love you guys.
Come through the door, and it'll be like Home Alone when Macaulay Culkin is trying to keep the two robbers out of the house, and that big frying pan swings down and clocks him right in the mush.
Oh God!
And he still won't understand why it happened. Right. Oh, that would be so funny. Not for you, Ryan, obviously, but it would make me chuckle. If she does by chance watch this show and sees you.
She does actually watch the shows. She does watch them. When I'm on them, she watches them.
Hilarious. That will be. And by the way, no one will, I promise you, no one will say anything next week if she's at home and she's in the background, or when you're out driving and she can hear. No one is ever going to mention the fact that you picked against them. Much.
I'm sorry.
I promise you, no one will say anything. Right. A couple more things before we get to the Niners game. So put your thinking caps on. I want to know, not yet, so we're going to discuss something else first, your two favourite all-time Christmas movies. Okay? So get your thinking caps on. Now, Cam Newton. What the fuck was that? Is the NFL going to lose their love affair with Cam Newton, who isn't any good anymore? He was awful for the Patriots. All this, I'm back. Yeah, you're back in the doghouse, Mush. You play like that again, you'll get your ass benched quicker than you're, horrible. We're not in school. Why is everyone putting their hands up?
I have a reason for mine.
No, I don't. I'm about to say forgive. I'm going to say forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned.
You can go to the toilet, gentlemen. Nick, you don't need to put your hands up if you need to take a little potty break.
Nick, I will admit this right here, right now. After watching what Cam Newton's done coming back to Carolina, you're 100% correct. You were 100% correct. He's washed. He's done.
I do hate being right.
If he can't go back to his home place where he was with from the very start and can't perform like that, yeah, it's yeah.
And who was the first team? Who was the first team after he get released? Who was the first team that everybody wanted to go to?
Probably the 49ers, I expect. But
Thank you.
To be fair, whenever a player of repute, and I will, and I agree totally with you,
every time,
Dion, he does deserve a bit of respect. But then you could say that for a lot of players. If he doesn't go in the Hall of Fame, would that surprise anybody? Before you go, Freddie, no. Anyone think that he is Hall of Fame worthy? And I'm not just going by, obviously, the last couple of years.
No, sorry. If he'd have won the Super Bowl and against Denver.
Some say
then
he even choked
maybe.
in that. But Freddie's had his hand up for a while. Freddie, what would you like to say, old chap?
I haven't got my hand up. That's just the number of completions that Cam had last week.
That's probably 3 too many. I mean, honestly, guys, seriously, he was fucking awful.
He was 5 of 21 with 92 yards and 2 interceptions. Wonderful.
What was his passer rating? Which I can't remember what it was, but it was
something
hilarious.
like 3. Something like 3.
It was,
I think
it was lower than Big Ben, which was quite impressive. He did a good job there.
Dion makes a point. He is Hall of Fame worthy.
Never.
Second or third, but not first.
Never. Never.
It's a shame you can't jump on. I did send you, Dion. I did send you the link. If you can come on and you want to obviously back up what you're saying in the chat, just hit up your emails. I did send you the link. But is it a case of?
I've got to hear Nick. Here are the stats from Cam Newton. Okay, it was 5 of 21, 92 yards, 2 interceptions. Passer rating 5.8.
Beautiful. That's me. That's my kind.
And a QBR of 5.4, which no one gives a shit about QBR because it's the most overrated stat in the world anyway. So but yeah.
I mean,
so passer rating of 5.
Honestly, I mean, I never bought the hype of him when he went to New England, and everyone knows I'm on record of saying that. And I know, Carl, thank you for eating humble pie on him because you thought, like probably a lot of people thought, that he was going to, bring your team back to greatness, etc. And he was in the best system, like we've been saying about Mac Jones and what have you. But
the way I look at it now with Cam Newton, it was a desperation move from us. I think it was a desperation move.
But so was it a desperation move by Carolina taking him back?
Yeah. What Sam Darnold's not performing. PJ Walker is from the XFL, and you don't need to say anything more than that. So they're basically just throwing shit at the wall and hoping that it sticks. And nothing is sticking right now. They have put themselves in major cap problems now because they're still paying Sam Darnold and they're still paying fucking Cam Newton. I mean,
aren't they still paying? Sorry.
No, go ahead, Nick. Go on.
I was going to say, aren't they still paying Cam Newton's first contract with them as well?
No, I don't think
they're
so.
Still, are they not? Because there was a tweet something went up that they might be paid.
Double money to be absolute dog shit. Awesome. Well done, Cam. It really, really annoyed me having a week of I'm back, and they still put it on adverts on NFL Network. I mean, surely they should. I know it was his first week in the system and blah, 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 and he scored a rushing touchdown, this, that, and the other. I don't even think he even threw a pass, did he? Or he might have thrown one pass or whatever. But it's a shame when players become that bad. I mean, I said that Wentz was going to be awful this year, and he's proved me wrong. I still don't think he's as good as he was when he was obviously on track to be MVP. But Newton has just nosedived, and it isn't getting any better. And I can't remember who we were talking about before, but if he's this bad again, he could ruin his legacy in Carolina, because people will then question, why did they bring him back? What's the coach doing? And that puts the coach under pressure, as well as everything else that's going on. I mean, bearing in mind they brought in Sam Darnold to try and be the answer in Carolina, and whilst they had CMC, he did look good, but then he had a running game to work with. And now, of course, CMC, again, has gone on IR and injured, which I think is a shame, because he's a very talented guy. I am stalling, John V, because I know you want to come on and rant about something. So as soon as you get in, JV, I've already sent you the link. I sent you and D on the link, so jump in when you can, because we haven't talked about the most important game of the week yet. I'm holding on that. So Cam Newton.
Can I just say something quickly?
Of course. Go ahead.
I think Dion is very, very wrong with his. He thinks Cam Newton's a second ballot Hall of Fame. He's not even remotely near the Hall of Fame. And look at the guys who are yet to be Hall of Famers in this current generation that are on that line. You've got people like Eli Manning, who I think will get in, but talent-wise, I'm not so sure he will get in at some point. Philip Rivers, will he get in? He's another one that's on the line, but he's a lot better than Cam. Big Ben will get in. Tom Brady will get in. Drew Brees will get in. Russell Wilson will get in. Aaron Rodgers will get in. So there's 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks there, and you can't just let in above average quarterbacks into the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, you can have one good year, but that's not going to make you a Hall of Famer. So no, I don't think Cam Newton's anywhere near the Hall of Fame. I don't even know if he'll ever get into onto the shortlist. He's that far off.
One thing, guys, I got some news break came up. Okay, it affects everybody, and non-football related too. Biden's new COVID-19 plans includes reimbursement for over-the-counter at-home COVID testing. Just so you know, that's for all Americans, I guess, most likely. That's going through the news right now. It is.
Sorry, I missed that. I've got to step away for a second. Sorry, say that again, Ryan. I missed what you were saying. I was literally just halfway out the door.
I got you, Nick. I got you. Yeah, Biden new COVID-19 plan includes reimbursement for over-the-counter at-home COVID testing.
Interesting. We get ours free anyway, which is good. And the funny thing is, when I first went and got some at-home COVID testing equipment, I thought you only got one in the box. So, of course, I took 3 and ended up with about 6,000 million bloody COVID tests that I didn't use. So I had to take 2 boxes back. But, yeah, we get all that free with our health service over here. But that's quite big. I mean, how much does it cost, Ryan, just out of interest, to get a testing kit?
Well, you mean right now or as before when it first started?
When it obviously now they're going to reimburse you for it. But what does it cost if you had to get?
I can look it up. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. I'll look it up real quick for you guys. Go ahead and talk.
Right. Well, I've got to step away for a sec, Carl. I did send a private chat message, so just keep your eye on that, and I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okie dokie, no problem at all.
Joe Flacco, Kirk Cousins, Andy Dalton have all had more passing touchdowns than Cam. I know Cam's had 20 passing touchdowns, but come on, he's not a Hall of Famer. I want Dion to come on. There he is. Here we go. Right, let's hear Dion's argument as to why Hall of Famer. I'd love to hear it.
First of all, good morning, gents.
Good morning.
Morning,
Well,
Dion.
Good to see you, Carl. You're welcome for KB. And if you didn't see my comment, fuck the Patriots.
You don't have to like. You don't have to like us. You just have to respect us.
That much is true. So here's my thing. Go over the list of the guys that you said threw more touchdown passes than Cam Newton.
All right. Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay. So let's look at this. Joe Flacco won 1 Super Bowl. What has he done since? Not a fucking thing. Okay.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins has won not a goddamn thing. Not a fucking thing. He's padded his stats to make sure his wallet is fat. Okay. Ryan Fitzpatrick is known for being Ryan Fitzmagic and then turning well into Ryan Fitztragic.
Yep.
Cam Newton is a generational talent that slid in along with Colin Kaepernick and revolutionized the NFL. That young man is more of a plus for the NFL than a minus, strictly based on his resume. and what he's done and his impact on the NFL. That alone gets him into the Hall of Fame over all of those people outside of Flacco because he actually won a fucking Super Bowl. So my reasoning is that's why I said second or third ballot. Not first, but second or third. And the other thing is he's never gotten into any shit. That's a big plus when you want to get into the Hall of Fame. Those dudes are real sticklers for you not having a tarnished fucking image. And Cam Newton does not have a tarnished image. Has he regressed? Hell yeah, he's regressed. He fucking sucks right now. He looks like hot garbage. But the man's cultural impact on the NFL, along with the things that he did for the period of time where he was great, warrants him a shot at the Hall of Fame. Not first ballot, but I'm saying second or third. And that's my reasoning behind that. All of those other people you named are fucking nobodies. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. Big fucking whoop. You know what he did have? A stellar fucking defense. Because you ain't seen Joe Flacco do a goddamn thing. When it comes down to Kirk Cousins, everybody's love affair with him. Oh, look, he's got a great deep ball and he can throw and he can do this. The man doesn't win. At the end of the fucking day, everybody in here right now that's a fan of your team, at the end of the year, what do you want your team to be doing? Raising the Lombardi Trophy. So you can say that your team won the Super Bowl. Kirk Cousins ain't led nobody to shit, and he never will.
But this is my point: is that these guys are, none of them are going to go near the Hall of Fame, and yet they're all.
Oh, they will. Oh, I guarantee you they will. I guarantee you they will.
But there's far too many quarterbacks who are going to go into the Hall of Fame for these mid to good tier quarterbacks to actually get.
Flacco gets in strictly based off of his Super Bowl. They love him for that. I don't know why. I don't know why that's a big attraction. I get it. I'm with you on it. But what I'm saying is they love the fact that you won a Super Bowl. So what do they do? Hey man, you're in. You got it. You did it.
The only guy who I can see of recent times who hasn't won a Super Bowl and gets in is Phillip Rivers. The other, I don't.
Yes, yeah, because Phillip Rivers, he maintained himself for a while. You know, I mean, outside of him fucking and having like 30 kids and shit. You know, but that's neither here nor there. But
sorry, can I just interject for a minute and say I'm back. Sorry.
Hey, look, in that game he had all rights and privileges to say that because people had wrote him off, and he shined against a very good Cardinals team, mind you. Their defense was balling. So in that moment, yeah, you want to have that. You can't say that and then go out and put a shit performance up right behind it. But that's what I'm saying. Like he gets in at some point, but he's definitely not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Had he won that Super Bowl, it would have rose his chances. John is in the fucking building, my brother from another mother. Look at him with the Lance jersey on. I like that shit. There we go. Yeah. I was just tearing Freddie a new asshole because he said Cam Newton is non-Hall of Fame worthy. You know, but his quarterback can get into car accidents and do crazy shit to women and win 2 Super Bowls, but that motherfucker gets in. And we all know about Big Ben, huh? He might be Little Ben, according to women.
Shit.
Y'all did the game pick, man, and I didn't get a chance. But disclaimer, even though I said fuck the Patriots, Carl, I am going with the Patriots over the Bills. I am. Yeah, I do not without Tre'Davious White, and they have the Bills have no run game. Good God, it is an atrocity. Like they have no run game whatsoever. You could have kept Frank Gore and had something.
You were lucky, actually.
Dude, Josh Allen is as inconsistent as Jimmy G. More talent, but just as inconsistent.
Oh yeah, way bigger arm though. Way bigger arm.
Oh yeah, I mean better,
way more athletic.
Better all the way around, but just as inconsistent.
Yes, you are correct, sir.
You are actually JV and Dion. You're actually late to the party, which is good for you because when we did picks, Freddie did the most pathetic lone wolf in the history of this show.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
Fucking awful.
Was it worse than my
Yours was terrible as well, John. You're with
my
me.
nesting calf?
Yeah,
whatever the hell they
you're
call
down
them.
there with me.
Cub.
Yeah.
It
Hey,
was
look.
honestly,
Well,
awful.
hey, go over the games real quick for me if you would, Nick, and I'll see because I might be a lone wolf on some of these.
Right, hang on. Let me get the app open. Carl knows
I've
who
got it.
did
I've
what
got- I've
there,
got-
so we'll see.
I've got a list here already. So go on.
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, let's do the 49ers first. Who is picking the Sea Chickens? Anybody?
Not me. Not me.
Me.
Fucking I knew Freddie would. That's
I'll
obvious.
pick the
Look,
Sea
he
Chickens.
can't
Come on,
wait
What
to
the
pick
fuck,
them.
Nick? Every time he picks the fucking sea chickens, or he does, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Get the fuck out of here. We need Tony. Motherfucker!
Bye, Freddie.
That's what we
Freddie,
need.
bye.
We need that from the locker room rant. As soon as he plays that shit, he drops him out all the time, and he puts that shit on. That's what we need. Hey, could you imagine the show with the fucking Shed Club and then the locker room rant? Holy fuck.
It would be great to mash them together.
We'll get taken off within an hour. I'll guarantee we'll get taken off within an hour.
Hey, and I'd be there for the fucking party too. That'd be amazing.
YouTube is burning us, bro. They fucking hate us.
Really?
Are you getting a lot of copyright strikes, John?
I mean, dude, every episode. Not only that, but they've reached out and told us that the NBA shut us down once, so we got a strike for that shit. So we had to go to copyright school to remove the strike later in January. I don't know, dude. We should be fucking YouTube's most wanted, I guess, at this point.
I commented on your show, man. You guys are getting more flags than Josh Norman.
You guys are the bad kids in the class, man. Y'all over there always fucking shit up. Just blame it all on Nick. That's what you do. And we're not talking about you. We're not talking about you, Nick. We're talking about his
Nico.
Nick.
You mean Nico?
We actually have. We've blamed Nick for just about all of it. They actually reached out and said that we've mistreating one of our panel members.
And really?
Yeah,
I didn't know they did that. Damn.
Because we use Well, here's the problem. Once you get a strike, each video. This is why we have to pre-record. It's not just schedules right now. We pre-record because they review or run the video through an algorithm, and it uses derogatory comments, and it uses we call them a stupid fucking idiot, and that highlight some of our they don't realize that he's not a guest. So I guess that they think we're bullying him because we're on screen bullying.
Oh my God.
The thing that's really weird about that, right? And I've had one copyright strike, and that was for the start thing that I use with that theme, the Modelo beer thing. That's the only time I've ever been contacted by YouTube, and they haven't bothered me since, and I've used it since. But with you saying they watch, can you imagine how the fuck are we still on the air? Because we have more fucks than a Tarantino movie. I don't understand. Right, let's get JV and Dion quickly on the picks. And Carl, you can interject if there is a lone wolf situation that isn't a lone wolf. But if we all go through the slate again and Freddie's is still a lone wolf, he needs to up his game and do another one. All right.
I think I'll be a lone wolf.
Giants, Dolphins, JV, choose.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Dion?
Going with the Fins.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
We all pick the Colts. I'm guessing you're going to pick the Colts as well. There's not anyone that thinks the Texans are going to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no. Hold on.
Ooh.
I'm wondering. Skip that game and then I'll come back to it because I have to see. I think I actually might have picked the Texans. I have to look at my picks, so I'm buying some eggs and shit. So give me a minute.
Okay. Vikings, Lions, JV.
Oh man. So I really wanted Dan Campbell to get his first win in the division game versus the Vikings, but I do have the Vikings winning this game. But I do want to see Detroit. I just don't believe in my heart to make that pick. But I want Detroit to get a win. I don't want them to go fucking goose egg out.
Well, actually, this game, believe it or not, was not a lone wolf situation. Me and I think Ryan and Nick possibly picked the Lions, obviously, because we want them to keep the Vikings back off the Niners.
Don't be mean.
So,
today. All
Dion, Dion, who have you got?
Who's this game? Because I picked the Vikings.
Vikings and Lions.
Yeah, Vikings.
Okay. Eagles and the Jets, Jets.
I believe I went with the Eagles.
Yeah, I got the Eagles.
Okay. The Tards versus the Bears. JV.
Oh, shit. Wait, who the fuck is it? The Tards.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
The Cards. Like, who the fuck is he talking about? The Tards. I thought we just told you Detroit wasn't going to win.
British slang, John. British slang, okay?
John, you've been on this show long enough to know that we talk in riddles sometimes.
What did I pick for this one? I know that Arizona's the better team. I just think they're playing at Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
They're going to that fucking ice chest.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I took Arizona. I'm going to take Arizona.
Yeah, I took Arizona.
But that's a game that I think could be a trap game for Arizona, but we'll see.
Nah, I took Arizona.
Chargers versus the Bungles.
Not the Bengals.
Okay. Anyone picking the Falcons out of you two against the Bucks?
No, I picked the Bucks.
I know that Matt Ryan plays. I know that Matt Ryan plays Tom Brady pretty tough. I know they have a history, but I did take the Bucks over that team as well. But you guys, that's a game that could be. That game could be a weird one.
Because the NFC South is extremely competitive. That's the issue. Like they change fucking division winners like girls change fucking clothes for the first day of school. They really do. They change every fucking year. You don't have the same person winning the goddamn division. So
they don't call him Matty Ice for nothing, bro. That nickname
don't give him. Matty Ice is dead. That nickname don't belong to him no more. That fucker ain't been Matty Ice for fucking 4 or 5 years now. Hell no. I think that
he's had a damn good run without anybody since that Super Bowl run. He's put up some pretty impressive numbers.
He's been all right, man. I don't give him Matty Ice. He's Matt Ryan now. Matty Ice is gone.
Ryan. Okay.
Just very quickly, Carl, have we passed the Freddie Lone Wolf game yet? Because I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, just Bengals, wasn't it?
No, it was the Raiders. No, it was the Raiders.
Raiders. Oh yeah, that's right.
Right. Okay. What's next? Where are we? Jaguars, Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Man, I got the Rams, but I'd love to see them fucking burn.
I would, but I doubt that.
The 49er faithful that were in here at the time, obviously, we picked, and it weren't the same sorry ass Rams. WTF versus the Faders. Or the Raiders, in case you didn't know who the Faders were. JV.
I have the Raiders winning this one.
Oh
yes! I'm free.
Change
Thanks,
your
John.
mind. No one heard you, JV. No one heard you say
Thanks, John.
Raiders.
Why? You
Change
guys-
your pick.
No.
What you have Washington going into Vegas and winning?
Yes.
Yeah,
Those
of
Muppets
course.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
No, man.
Defa-
They looked pretty nasty against the Cowboys. I actually hate to say it, man, but they looked pretty good.
The football team have come off 3 straight wins, 1 against the Bucks. Their defense is improving. Antonio Gibson has rushed for 100 yards in 2 of the last 3 games, and Taylor Heineke has improved massively. This is a coin flip game. I say it's a coin flip game.
Well, not by that fucking description, Carl. But you're trying to convince me to jump off a cliff with those goddamn results. Jesus Christ, that's a
Talking
coin,
it into existence and then ruins it by saying it's a coin flip game.
It's a coin
And
flip now, John.
Raiders win against Dallas and beat off a very good Cowboys team. So, say what you like.
I got the Raiders winning this one, knocking that fucking win streak down, Carl. You can flip 2 coins.
Mind you, I suppose in a way it's very good because we don't have to listen to another bad lone wolf scenario. So that's a good thing.
Oh, I've been working on my fucking lone wolf. You'll hear it. It sounds like a goddamn wildebeest. You'll see.
Wildebeest.
You'll hear my low
Fucking hell, I don't think anyone's ever heard of wildebeest, so we'll look forward to that.
Good. We have them here in Ohio. right here next
Ravens,
to my fucking tree.
Steelers. JV, Ravens, Steelers.
Oh, the Ravens.
This one's specifically for you, Freddie. I went with
Thanks, Dion. Love you too.
Stick your ass against the camera, Freddie, but just give me a heads up. Give me 2 thumbs up when you're about to put your ass cheeks against the camera, and I'll turn. Let Dion have it, man. He does not like your Steelers, brother.
Oh, that's all right. It's all good. All love.
Yeah,
It
it's
is all love.
I like Freddie.
Can't
I
get
just
any
don't like the
worse
fact
than-
that he picked the Steelers as a team. I don't understand why.
That is a good fucking question, Freddie. That's for another day.
All right.
Are either of you picking the sorry ass Steelers to
No,
win this game?
I do not have the Steelers winning this one. No.
No.
Believe it or not, Freddie is such a big Steelers fan, he's picked against them and picked the Ravens. That is a clean sweep.
No shit. Actually,
Wow.
I got a hot take for you, Freddie. I think Russell Wilson's your quarterback next year.
Nah.
I think so.
Nah, I don't see it.
You wouldn't want Russell Wilson?
No, I said I don't see it. I just don't. I don't
Wasn't-
see. us
Wasn't that
going
one of
on.
his preferred? Wasn't that one of his preferences?
No, the Saints, the Raiders, the
Yeah.
Bears. Can't remember the other 2. It wasn't the Steelers.
It was not.
Giants?
Yeah, the Saints was one of them.
The Saints was one. The Raiders was another. The Bears, Giants was another. I can't remember the 5th one.
Yeah.
Shit. Thought it was
And to be honest, do you think his wife would live in somewhere like Pittsburgh? I
Yeah.
don't.
No. Sierra would probably living in Pittsburgh.
No.
put him in her fucking in her Louis Vuitton bag and take him wherever the fuck she wants.
So no, I just don't. I
If
just
you
don't
think
see
he
that.
wears the pants in that marriage, you are sadly mistaken.
No
Sierra
way.
is
Yeah.
she is a queen. She takes his ass wherever she
Yeah.
says.
100%.
Can you imagine how hilarious it would be to see Mr. Unlimited playing for the Steelers and get his ass whacked every week because their O-line is so fucking terrible? Mind you, he's
Russell's
probably
fault.
used to that by now.
Russell's
I think if
fourth
they knew
choice
he
was
was
the
coming,
Cowboys.
they would.
I think Dion could cook something nicer than Russ at the moment.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I get
I'm
down.
saying something.
I get down in the kitchen.
Broncos, Chiefs.
I took the Broncos. I took the Broncos.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh, spicy. JV.
I actually think that the Broncos pull this one out also. There's something about the Broncos and the Chiefs, man.
It's a divisional game. That's the issue. And divisional games are always tough. And the Chiefs typically have issues with who? The Raiders, the Broncos, and the goddamn Chargers. outside of that division, they make it seem like it's very easy. But when they play like the Raiders, what I've noticed since Patrick Mahomes has been there, the Raiders always give them fucking issues.
Yeah, and that's secondary in Denver. If Mahomes is having an off season where he's been throwing picks this year, that secondary has an addition of Kyle Fuller with Surtain, who's playing lights out right now. That secondary will give him fits. At least that's what I think.
You see what they did with the Madden cover. Just because Mahomes was having such a shitty season, they went and switched it over to Bo fucking Jackson to try to remove the Madden curse for his little punk ass. A pretty boy.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought that was just a Madden Ultimate Team cover, but that is legit. They changed the cover.
Yeah, they changed it, and it's now Bo Nose, apparently.
Bo Nose.
It is Bo Nose.
But I mean, shit,
that's pretty fucking wild.
Jackson was, he used to be respected. That man was ridiculous. He wasn't no Deion Sanders, but he was all right.
Do you think that Mahomes made that request?
No, I doubt that highly. No, I doubt that highly. I think that was just that was Madden trying to sell more fucking copies of the game. Because you got to remember, like, nostalgia would yield the Bo Nose, us as a crowd, with Bo Jackson and the history and who he was and, a dual sport athlete, all that shit. That's the only reason they did it. It's all about money and sales. They didn't do that because anybody requested it. I doubt that because I'm pretty sure half these players truthfully don't even believe in the Madden curse. But believe you me, that's just proven true in different ways.
I do though, right? I can't see Mahomes asking to be hooked because surely he would have took his brother off fucking TikTok with those ridiculous fucking dances. Don't even get me started with this fucking brother. What a fucking waste of space that kid is. Jesus Christ. Now, the next game the final game, should I say, before we talk about the Niners, I'm renaming this game in Ryan's honor, the Divorce Bowl. Now, Ryan's wife is a big Patriots fan, okay? Massive Pats fan, as we all know on this show. And somehow I hope she does get to see this show. JV, Dion, who do you think, bearing in mind his wife is a Patriots fan, who do you think Ryan picked to win Bills Patriots?
Oh, I was watching. He picked the Bills.
Can you just say that again in case his wife missed it again?
I was watching. He picked the Bills. Honey, he picked against you. That's not how you do this. Happy wife, happy life.
Fuck, she's gonna smoke your ass out of that fucking cubby hole you're in there, Ryan.
Oh yeah,
she's gonna smoke your ass out, bro. Better fucking get a mask, bro. Open the window.
Nice knowing you, Ryan.
Roll your ass out of it.
Or
just
get comfortable in there. Be there,
Slide
boy.
your
Doghouse.
for days under the door,
Next
bro.
week we'll see Ryan out in the shed or out in the garden somewhere.
He's gonna be out as cold as you are.
He's gonna be out. He's gonna be sitting beside Nick. What are you talking about? He's gonna take a ride across the pond.
He might just be safe over here from the wife's mafia when she finds out that he's been disloyal. Rice and crackers this week for you, Ryan, my boy. Everyone else will be tucking into nice food, and you'll be out there you'll be out there, with cold coffee, some rice, and some water if you're lucky. Dion, John, who have you got in this one? Patriots or Bills?
Oh, I already said it. I took the Patriots. They're rolling, man. The Bills have no run game. They just lost Tre'Davious White. Like this is just, it's not good. And to be honest with you, they need another fucking receiver. Okay? Because Stephon Diggs ain't the only person on the goddamn team. They need another receiver. You need to get somebody outside of Diggs to give you help. And I'm sorry, I like Emmanuel Sanders, but obviously,
so I get some fucking points.
Yeah, obviously, Emmanuel Sanders ain't been much of nothing because you ain't heard his name much. You ain't seen many stats. So I'm just saying you need another receiver. I'm taking the Patriots. They're rolling, too. The Patriots are rolling hard right now.
I got the Patriots too. I told you guys they scare the shit out of me right now. Listen, my buddy Tony on my show said it best, and I didn't agree with him at first, but now the more that we discussed it after the show, I'm starting to believe it. He said that this team is giving him the early 2000 vibes, the early 2000 Patriot vibes.
Yeah, 100%.
There's just a little bit. There's not a lot of big hitters on the team. No one that really stands out. That's really blowing your socks off.
But they're doing their job.
It's exactly right. They're killing it right now. So the Patriots right now scare the shit out of me. The McDaniels offense, and Bill Belichick. Now Symmetry believes that this is a lot of McDaniels and that Belichick is chilling out on the defense. But I still believe that Bill Belichick has input and insight on the offense. There's got to be something there, man. It can't just be McDaniels. McDaniels is a good play caller, but I don't believe he's that talented that Bill just says, I'll do a defense, you take care of the offense. I still believe that Bill Belichick spends endless hours analyzing the offense, and I believe he has a lot of input. That's just me, though. I could be wrong. It could be the McDaniel show, for all I know.
That's interesting. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. We were talking about COVID earlier, and I've just seen a tweet come through that I don't know if you'll be able to see this, actually. Probably not. But in Germany now,
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
They've put up a barrier in the supermarkets to keep vaccinated and unvaccinated people apart. It's fucking crazy.
So how do they even know that you are? What do they got to present the shit in the store?
Do you know what that is? Have we got any smokers on the panel?
No.
Right, Ryan. Right, you'll understand this. That there is a bit like putting a fence between people that don't smoke and people that do smoke. The smoke is just going to go over the top. Fucking stupid.
It's going to rise. It's going to rise. It's going to rise no matter what.
It's going to rise, of course. It was in Germany, John.
Oh, it's in Germany. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that IKEA?
But they've always been a bit strange, the Germans. But that's a different story.
No, not IKEA. What the fuck was I talking about? What's that store called?
Lidl?
No shit. We have them here. They claim to be German stores.
Aldi, Lidl,
Aldi's.
Aldi's. Yes, we have Aldi's.
They already motherfuckers make you go one way.
You go in there.
You go in the fucking.
It's
as soon
really
as you enter,
funny.
You have to go one way. You can't go back. Once you fucking miss the cereal, your ass has got to leave and come back through the front fucking door again. I mean, Jesus Christ, you can't even double back to get sugar. I went one time and I was like, how do you go back? And the lady's like, sir, you got to keep going forward. Fuck you. I need to go back. She said, you can't go back.
We only have one Aldi's in Cape May County where we're from, but it's up in Vineland, New Jersey. Okay. The same thing you said, John. Same thing you just said. They have the same thing there. Same thing.
Yeah, you buy your cart for $0.25, then you got to go one fucking way through the store. So you better not miss shit, because once you get to the register, you got to bag your own groceries. That woman's sitting there on her ass. She doesn't bag or touch shit. You got to take your own.
Yeah, but do you know why that is? Right, John, I'll tell you. I mean, we can go. We're posh over here in Aldi's and Lidl's because we can go wherever the fuck we want. We freebase it over here. But the reason why you have to bag your own groceries...
Be careful with the word freebase. Be careful with the word freebase.
We're freebasing, and I don't mean the Colombian marching powder. The reason why they don't...
It seems like trying to freaking shop in Audi is like a game of Space Invaders. You move it from side to side, you can't fucking miss.
Yeah, the reason why they don't bag your groceries is because they have to get a certain amount of customers through the checkouts. That's why. So it's not like going to Costco, because it's the same in this country, and they throw it through so fucking fast. You have to then throw it in your trolley because you aren't that fast at bagging, and then escape out the other way and then do it yourself. And that's the only... I don't like Aldi for that reason, apart from the fact that everything you try and buy, or a lot of it, is knockoff. As in, it's should be Kellogg's. I don't know, Kellogg's cornflakes, but they call them Riptonstein's flakes or whatever.
Flakes.
But yeah, we don't have to go one way in, one way out, and it does annoy me in there because some of their food is really.
Do you have to put a quarter in to take your buggy?
We have to put £1 in, which is. I don't know how many. Well, I don't know what it is, but yeah, we have to put £1 in, then you get it back. But you can buy these little tokens from there where you don't have to. So if you haven't got any money, you just put this token thing in, and it works the same way. But yeah, I can't be doing with someone throwing my groceries through the checkout at 100 miles an hour, and then me having to just scoop it and throw it in the thing, and it all breaks.
It is pretty crazy, right?
Yo, y'all living hardcore out there, man. I'm in Arizona. I don't deal with none of that shit. The card is free. You go where the fuck you want. You walk where the fuck you want. And basically, you in there, you just put your mask on, and you pretty much go and enter at your own risk. We don't do all that shit. We don't have no fucking pay for your cart and all that bullshit. Like, no.
You go to Aldi's, you have to pay for your cart. You can only go one way.
Yeah. Aldi to me is a fashion store. That's like fucking that to me, I think that's where like my wife wants to buy like shoes and fucking purses and shit. You know, ALDI, that's what I see. I don't know all this other shit. I don't know what that is. People are crazy, man. But you know, the world is
not Aldo with an O that you're talking about, bro.
Oh, yeah, it's Aldo, Aldi, whatever the fuck. But we have regular grocery stores. Our shit is different.
Yeah, you put the quarter inside the friggin' thing when you go shopping. You come out and then you let it have your 25 cents back. They give it back to you.
Nah, we don't do all that shit. Yeah.
Of course, the other alternative is if you don't want to go to the store, just get someone else to do it for you. Then you don't have to fucking worry. Anyway,
or you can do the online grocery shit. The online
shopping. I go to the grocery store that allows me to walk freely. I don't need fucking lanes and barricades and shit.
John, do you know what, John? I can imagine you losing your shit when you forget something and you're not allowed to go back. And then no, sorry, sir. You have to go out the store and come back in. I can imagine what you could say to someone.
Once I've realized it and I look back and there's a procession of people and they're all looking at you like you're moving at the pace of a snail, I just, son of a bitch, I just shouted out.
I forgot the sugar, God damn it.
Hey, John V, where are you from, bud?
Ohio.
Ohio? Okay.
Yeah,
New Jersey's way different, man. New Jersey. It's a pain in the ass here.
Man,
all taxes are high and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Jersey. I spent a great deal of time in New York. Right outside of right off the George Washington in Whitestone.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah. Man, I'm familiar with New Jersey and New York, and Ohio is just.
Of course, we did see those famous pictures of you, John, looking very smart at. Was it one of your in-laws' weddings when you had your suit and everything on?
Yes.
I didn't recognize you. If someone else would have tweeted that, I would never have said, "There's John V." I would never have put you in that lineup. But there you go.
Yeah.
Right, we are going to talk Niners, and then we're going to talk famous two or your best two Christmas movies ever. So let's get on to the Niners. Let's go with Carl and then Freddie, because obviously everyone knows where everyone else is going. But Carl, 49ers, Sea Chickens. Choose.
Yeah, 49ers, easy pick. They're on a humongous roll right now. The running game has been outstanding. Jimmy G has been asked to do what he's been asked to do. And defensively, they're getting better. That game last week against the Vikings was a 6-pointer. And you kind of needed that win because it gives you a huge, huge chance now of making the playoffs. Seattle are just a glorified mess right now. By the end of this season, Pete Carroll's going to be gone. Russell Wilson's probably gone, even though I don't think that's the way we need to move forward. But yeah, I'm taking the 49ers to win this game pretty comfortably, and it'll be the final blunt dagger in the Seahawks season.
Now, knowing Freddie as I do, and his previous picks, I don't think he's going to lone puppy this one, because I just don't think he can pick against the Niners just for the sake of it. But let's see. Freddie.
Yep.
49ers at the Sea Chicken.
I'm going with the Hawks.
God damn it.
Hi, Dion.
Dude, Chef Boyardee just gave you the eye, bro.
I was going to say,
if I was living anywhere near Arizona, I'd be dead now. But
that was Dion's. What you talking about, Willis? Face.
So I'm going to try and justify it. The Niners are a better team, that I don't doubt. But this is a one-off game. It's going to be interesting to see now what happens without Deebo Samuel in the Niners offense. I imagine Brandon Ayuk will get plenty of touches. I imagine that run game with Elijah Mitchell to be pretty good as well. To be honest, I don't really know why I've gone with the Hawks, but they look terrible. I watched a bit of that Monday night game with Washington, and
he went with the Hawks to be an antagonistic fuck. That's why he did that.
Basically. But no, I went with the Hawks earlier in the week, so it's not like I'm just doing it just to wind you lot up. It just feels like one of those, again, as you've alluded to before, Dion. It's a divisional game, and weird things happen in divisional games. And
that's actually very true. It usually does happen. But the weird thing is Kyle Shanahan is currently 1-4 versus the Seahawks as the head coach of the Niners in their house. So the hard part is to believe that we can win with a record like that. But the issue is this year things are different than previous years.
Yeah.
Like Russell was healthy earlier in the season. That's why I definitely knew we were going to lose that game. But right now, he's not healthy. And I'm telling you what happened was they saw that Geno Smith was hot garbage. They rushed him back, and that finger is not right. And when your finger isn't right and you have to throw the ball, it's going to come out the wrong way. So that's my reasoning for picking is that Russell is actually hurt. Usually in Seattle, it's a bitch to win, man. It really is. The only team that's done it fairly well is the Cardinals. And the reason when you look at it, I think it's the last 3 weeks, the 49ers have ran the ball 44, 41, and 39 times. So they're controlling time of possession, and they don't allow teams to even get the fucking ball. And you're wearing out their defense. The only thing I don't like is there's a guy named Bobby Wagner on the other side, and that bastard seems to love Jimmy G because he already knows. He's like, this worthless-ass fucking quarterback. I already know what he's going to do. I'm going to get his ass regardless. Like, I liken Bobby Wagner and Jimmy G situation to a fucking cellmate situation in prison. Every time he walks in, he's like, did you go get my fucking did you get the ding dongs? Did you get my fucking snacks? You didn't get my snacks? Come here, bitch.
Wash your ass, pretty boy.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, who's the giver and who's the receiver?
Oh, Jimmy definitely receiver.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Bobby tears his ass up every night.
He scares
I
the shit out of
do
me,
think, though,
he's holding him. He's holding him. He's giving him a kiss. He's telling him how much he loves him. Jimmy tries to get up. He knocks the shit out of him. It's continuous. It happens, man.
The Hawks sit 3-8, and frankly, their season is done and dusted. They just need. They can't let the Niners go into their own house and just smash them. I don't know. This team's a mess. The run game is non-existent. Chris Carson's made of glass. Rashad Penny's made of glass. They're relying on guys.
I don't think Carson's not even there. They're relying on someone else in fucking
Alex
Dallas.
Collins,
Collins
Wilson and DJ Dallas, I think, is their run game. So, yeah.
But don't forget they've got Adrian Peterson now, who's gone out because apparently they're now in win mode now, or win now mode even. And also, he wants to win a championship. Anyway, before I'm going to go around the panel for score predictions, but
Nick,
unfortunately, Freddie, I'm not letting you get away with it.
Nick, can I ask a question?
1 second. Before you ask me that question, warm your lungs up for a much better lone wolf than you did previously. Ask the question. Ask the question.
So how are you going to distribute the passing game now Deebo Samuel's out? Who are you going to
Jawan Jennings and Trent
Thank
Sherfield.
you.
Next man up. Or
Is
next man
Brendan
up,
Ayuk
rather.
going to get the number one job, or
Brandon's going to be the number one target. So
Yeah.
this is how it's going to work. Okay, Carl said it
But I
exactly how it's
also
going to happen.
think
Brandon's going to be the number
they
one.
are going to rely on Ayuk the same as they've relied on Deebo Samuel to do a bit of running, because he can run as well. Let's not forget that, and he has done sweeps and things like that.
They're not going to have him as a running back, though. They'll have him doing the sweeps,
No,
but they have him as a running back.
They will bring back. They'll bring back the jet sweeps and all that kind of thing. I think you maybe see some of that. As much as I love Deebo, and we all know he's probably the hottest receiver out there at the moment, all bar the guy that plays for the Vikings who didn't basically do shit. It was Adam Thielen who scored the touchdowns last week. So, yeah, I don't think... Yes, it'll be a miss, but I don't think it's going to be a bigger miss as possibly you maybe think, if I'm honest, Freddie.
Okay.
But anyway, it is lone puppy time. The Penzance puppy. Let me hear you lone wolfing.
I don't live anywhere near Penzance, so I'm just going to get that out. I'm not associating myself with
That's
anything
the only thing
Cornish.
that rhymes with puppy.
I dislike the Cornish more than I dislike the Welsh. So, hi, Nick.
Blowtorch from Freddie.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, but it sounded funny.
Come on, Freddie, don't stall.
Much better.
That was a lot better. I'll give you 10 out of 10 on that one compared to your -10 on the last one. And just so you know, John, Nick is Welsh, and obviously Freddie blowtorched the Welsh, and the Cornish are in a different county to where he is. So Devon and Cornwall in the UK, there is a lot of rivalry. And Wales is just across the water. So he is lucky, that he doesn't live in Arizona, because Dion will go around there and knock on his door. And now Nick knows next time he sees him at an NFL International Series, he's going to get another little dig, I think.
Look, and you see what Nick is doing? You see this right here? That's code for I'm going to kick your goddamn ass when I see you.
He looks like
you see somebody looking at you like that? In California, you see somebody looking at you like that, you better hope you're a woman if that's a dude. Because if he's looking at you like that, there's one of two things. Either he's gay or he's coming to kick your ass.
There's a good chance. There's a good chance.
Oh, hang on, look, he's getting the nunchucks out.
Nunchucks?
Ain't no
Jesus
nunchucks.
Christ. He's got nunchucks.
I can't see what
Freddie.
it is. What is it you've got in your...
It's my walking stick.
Dude, Freddie, you need to get a stick just like that.
Trouble, Freddie. Let's just say Freddie will be invited if the Shank Club does Wembley games next year and we have a little bit of a gathering. I'll invite Freddie, but he'll come in a clown's outfit or something so that no one recognises him. So he'll come dressed as Ben Roethlisberger.
Better get one of those walking sticks.
Right. Let's get a quick score prediction from the Niner people on here. Ryan, score prediction. We obviously know which way you're going.
Before you go anywhere, have you guys seen the interview on CBS Sports HQ with Hakeem?
No. What's going on?
I wanted to show you so bad.
Give us a bold statement for the rest of the season for you.
Debo. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Niners back to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Did the 49ers win the Super Bowl? They're 6th.
Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
no,
there it is. Yeah. Put that off. Debo Samuel and the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. How about that? You played in it a few years ago. You got your first taste of it. Man, what would that mean to you if you got back there? Oh, it's gonna mean everything. We just gotta go out there and just finish the deal this time. We fell short 2 years ago, and we know what that tastes like. We don't want to taste that again. Debo Samuel.
They'll win the Super Bowl the year I retire.
Big Super Bowl run for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate the time. Wish you a speedy
Yeah,
recovery.
that's what it
Freddie.
does. So.
Freddie wants to wind up getting pulled off again. Did you hear this bullshit? We'll win the Super Bowl when he retires. That's
Freddie ain't rich enough. Freddie ain't rich enough to retire in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, Nick, I hope I don't get you trouble for that.
At university, you can't retire now.
Oh, I've only just. I've
Score prediction
now. So just
score prediction, Ryan. What you got?
My score prediction, man. I was watching NBN last night, and what Mike said, I hope we do have a comfortable 2-touchdown lead. I hope we do by at least 3 minutes left, because you know how Russell Wilson and Fussy Wilson when they're home. You know how he is with that clutch. So I hope we do have a good lead with him. Hope we do. So my score prediction, I do want to put a 30 burger on them. I do so bad. I hope we keep them under 20. So at least a 10-point lead from me. So if I had to put it to it, maybe 30 or 31-17.
Cool. Nick, apart from wanting to kill Freddie, and if I could get you two next to each other by manipulating it, you could pretend to be strangling him on the next screen, but I don't know how you do that. Nick, what's your prediction score?
I won't go with an exact score prediction because they generally are shy. Niners by 15 to 20 points. I'm supremely confident this is going to be the end of Pete Carroll, and we're going to be the ones that ram it down his throat. It's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait. John?
27-24, San Francisco.
You've got it that close?
Yes. You got to remember, they were only
a
few possessions away from winning.
Wilson.
Yeah, I think that they play us. They got our number. I think they play us well at home. At this point, they got nothing to lose. They're playing for a spoiler. They're playing to fucking ruffle our feathers. And they recovered an onside kick and shit. They almost did it again. They were Shanahan's interview. He said they were just a few plays away from being right back in that game and winning it. Look, they play us tough every time they play us, Nick. And Tyler Lockett hasn't really been relevant, so I look for him to have a breakaway game, something to come out of that slump. DK, I don't know. You just never know, man. You never know. They always manage to make a tight end stand out against us. You know, that Swain dude. I'm just not.
This time they got Disley.
Okay, Disley. So I think it's gonna be a great game. The Niners, Seahawks always show up. It's always a good game. But I got it close, man. I do. I got it close. 27-21.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, 27-24.
Gordon Ramsay, will you come back in front of the camera, please, for your score prediction? Calling Gordon Ramsay, oh, here he is. Look. Score prediction, Dion.
For me, I'm going to say 30-17. Probably about 30-17. And the thing is because you can't stop him from scoring. I don't know what the fuck it is, why he wakes up and decides to go against the goddamn Niners ball fucking teams and goes to sleep amongst everybody else. But yeah, I'd say 30-17, man. And I see DK being the one to score. I see Tyler Lockett being locked down by the shark. K1 gonna get that ass. We ain't letting Tyler Lockett do a goddamn thing. Plus, you know the crazy thing, Tyler Lockett's hairline is worse than Freddie's.
That's just not possible. Freddie taking heat again. I'm going 35-17 Niners. I think they get a garbage time score to make it kind of look respectable. I know it's the Seahawks. I know it's Pete Carroll. I know they play the Niners hard, but I said that they were going to stomp on the Rams. They are going to stomp on the Seahawks. And it is going to be a beautiful thing to watch. And I am going to enjoy every single minute that they show Pete Carroll's sideline chewing on that chewing gum. And finally,
I hope we sack Russell 8 times.
Yep.
I was just about to say, I think Bosa is going to sack him 3 times.
Yeah, that motherfucker's going for at least 2 sacks this game at a minimum. He's terrorizing the NFL, and people are starting to notice, and that's the beauty of it. Like when you look at the game as a whole, overall on defense, you know, it looks like Fred possibly could play. He's doubtful, but he could play. Me personally, sit his ass. Let him rest up. Don't force it. You know, the scary part is our linebacking core. That's our weakness right now, because Marcel Harris is still in concussion protocol, which will probably pass. But we're gonna have Marcel Harris, Demetrius Flanagan, Fold. Like, this is why I said don't trade Jonas Griffith. And there was another 49er fan that told me, well, Jonas Griffith isn't doing anything. Obviously, they're not using him enough. He fit in this system, and he worked pretty well in the preseason. You know, and sometimes people are better in different systems. So that's what scares me is our linebacking core on defense. Our front four were fine. I think Omenahu is coming on really, really well. I think he's starting to get that push off the edge, and keeping Eric inside has helped with the run game tremendously. Under 60, 2 games, and in the last game, under 70. So we're doing what we need to do as far as the run is concerned. All we have to do is hold down the pass, and we just have to make sure we have safety up over the top for DK Metcalf, because we know that motherfucker runs lightning fast.
Yep.
You know, so if anybody doesn't believe me, see what he did to Buda Baker when Buda thought he had a clear touchdown and motherfucker got chased down, and, you know, it was over. So I think that's what we can do. And then on offense, just run the fucking ball, man. Don't allow Jimmy to fuck the game up by throwing, because we all know that Bobby Wagner knows every fucking move he makes.
As Sting once said, every breath you take, every move you make. Right, we are going to do one quick stuff. And we're going to get the fuck out of here, because even my heater is telling me to turn it off because it's so fucking cold and it's dark. I'm dying. Right, 2 favourite Christmas movies. Now, out of 2 people on this panel, I'm really, really intrigued to go with Freddie first, because I want to know what the youth of today, bless his little cotton socks, your favourite, and you can either say 1 or 2, or you don't have to put them in any order. What are your 2 favourite Christmas movies?
To be honest, I'm not a big Christmas film fan, so I'd rather listen to what the others have to say, because I genuinely have no idea. I'm not a guy who would watch that many Christmas films, really. So
you disappoint me, Freddie. I thought you'd be watching the Hallmark movie channel and watching Bonzo Comes Home for Christmas or some shit like that. All right, let's go with Carl. Carl.
Oh, crap. Okay. Okay. Christmas films. I am a bit of a child. First one is The Grinch, the original Grinch. Sorry, it just cracks me up laughing every single time. And there's always a tradition. I always have Christmas Eve, sitting down. I'm having my mulled wine, because I do drink mulled wine, and I sit down and I watch The Muppets Christmas Carol. Those are my 2 films, and that's me being a complete and utter child. But it's Christmas. We all act silly.
Of course, everyone has guilty pleasures. But when you say The Muppets Christmas Carol, do you mean watching the Bungles versus the Steelers from last week? Because that was a fucking Muppet show. Sorry, Freddie. Ryan, favourite 2 Christmas movies, if you have any.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm going to say my wife is probably watching right now. So she's watching. I told her about what I did.
She is now, because I just texted her and told her to go back to 1 minute, 1 hour, 18 minutes.
So she's probably watching right now. She found it, so she's watching probably right now. So I know my wife's is definitely going to be The Christmas Story. That's her favorite all-time movie. She loves watching that 24/7 when it's on. She loves it. Mine's easy. Bruce Willis and Die Hard 1. That's my favorite one.
Film.
And then my second one, of course, Chevy Chase, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, definitely 3 good choices. Nick.
Right. Christmas, we're going with the original Santa Claus from the 80s with Dudley Moore, John Lithgow. I love that film. That's Christmas childhood just through and through. And as I got older, Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Yeah,
Epic film.
Very good. Very
Love
good.
it. Love the
Very
two
good.
of them. But I do have a weird, because we always have Zulu on at Christmas as well, don't we? For some reason.
Yeah.
So it's now gotten to the point where I do have to watch Zulu on Boxing Day. And I have a nice little sing-along then because you've got all the nice Welsh hymns, which is great.
I was going to say, the only reason you like that film is because there's a lot of Welsh influence in it. So
Yeah, bit of Men of Harlech. Bit of Men of Harlech. Happy days.
Yeah, exactly. Dion. Or should I say Gordon Ramsay? 2 favourite Christmas movies that you have to watch at Christmas.
For me, both of them have Jim Carrey. So it's The Grinch with Jim Carrey. That shit is fucking hilarious, and I'm a Grinch. And then the other one is The Christmas Carol, the cartoon version with Jim Carrey. You know, it's definitely the greatest thing, man, because I like him. He's my favorite comedic actor of all time. And I mean, to tell you the truth, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's my stocking.
That's who the fuck I am, man. I'm a Grinch. I don't care about. I kid you not. It wasn't until my wife came around where I actually helped her with stuff and did all that. Anybody else, I didn't want to do that shit, you know. But yeah, those are the two. Those are the best ones for me, and they make me laugh. I watch that shit purposely, just to die laughing. You know, I love how he wraps her in a fucking present and ships her ass off, and the movie is just fucking priceless, man. You know, and then I like Jim Carrey because of the voices. You know, and that's my thing. Like, you can do different voices with him, and it's crazy. But those are good.
See, I have to admit, I can't stand Jim Carrey, so I've not seen any of his. I can't. I think I watched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and I couldn't watch it.
It's a fucking crime.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. That was one of the greatest films ever.
I don't like Jim Carrey. I don't. I'm sorry. Don't shoot me. I don't like Jim Carrey. But everyone has different actors they like. John, what are yours?
Join me on the hit list, Nick.
I am. So I would have to say the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, because he cracks me up, and Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton.
I think Bad Santa was
shitting, drinking, fucking Santa Claus. How many fucking sandwiches?
Well, I'm going to show my age now on my Christmas movies. Miracle on 34th Street. Old black and white film.
No, that.
No, Attenborough.
Oh.
James Stewart, going back in the day. Beautiful film. Love it. Second one, Home Alone. I love that film.
It's a great film.
Oh, yeah.
Great film.
There's two things that mean Christmas to me. Well, no, sorry. 3 things.
Alcohol's
Home
one of them.
Alone. Alcohol is every fucking day. I don't need that to remind me of Christmas. Home Alone, Die Hard, and that is a Christmas movie. Don't give a shit what anyone else says. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And pickled onions. That is the only time I eat pickled onions is at Christmas.
Pickled onions? What the fuck is that?
Every time I go to the store,
lovely.
But for some reason,
here we go.
I
don't know if this is a thing in America, but we like pickling all sorts of weird stuff. So that's putting stuff in vinegar. So that could be pickled eggs, pickled gherkins.
I'm gonna fucking puke on my keyboard.
They're amazing.
Pickled onions are lovely. Pickled eggs are horrible. It
Oh, I
depends.
love
It
a pickled
depends.
egg.
Yeah, I
what-
don't
it
like pickled
depends
eggs.
what-
I'll tell you what
When
else
you
I
say
like.
pickling, you're talking about sticking shit in a jar, right? With a bunch of
Yeah.
seasoning and vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically it.
For
Yeah.
six,
Yeah,
for
basically.
6 months.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Can't you just use some olive oil and peppers?
No.
That's what I like.
No. No.
Vinegar.
But John, you're Italian, aren't you?
No. Yeah, Mike.
It's
as I
not.
say,
It's
those
not.
you
So,
might
it's not.
do.
You don't like peppers?
And honourable mentions have to go to National Lampoon's Christmas. I think that is hilarious. And I also, what's the other one I like? Shit, I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, I do that. It's weird because I could watch Home Alone any time of the year. Die Hard is a given. You can watch that all the time. But yeah, I love just the whole like old school films, black and white.
You love violence
showing
on
my
Christmas.
age.
Just say it. You love violence on Christmas. Machine
Yeah.
guns and killing people and shit.
Yeah,
fucking
I always
right. I
watch,
won't watch a film unless there's explosions and shit
I
going on.
always watch John Wick on Christmas. Definitely, I love it.
Never seen.
No,
I've
you
never
know
seen-
what? You know the John Wick of my time was, Freddie.
Go on.
Go on, Dick. Go on, John. Sorry.
It was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep.
That was the. That
Did you
was
see they're
the,
doing
John
another
Wick of
blood
my
sport?
time.
Did you see they're doing another blood sport?
I can't wait.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Yeah. And they actually got Bolo back in there, man. And that's pretty dope. Oh, I got a little thing for you guys real quick. It's how I ruined Christmas. Shows you that my Grinchness ran years back into my life. We're in class in kindergarten. Teacher asked us to write a letter to Santa. I don't write one. She asked me, why don't I write a letter to Santa? I told her I didn't want to. She asked me why. I told her I didn't want to, and if she wanted to speak to me privately, then I would tell her why, but I don't want to be rude. And she goes, no, I think you should tell the whole class why you haven't written a letter to Santa. So I fucked the whole class up. I said, Santa Claus doesn't exist. So everybody, I mean, there's like 5 or 6 kids that get up pointing at me. You're lying. No, Santa does exist. You're never getting any presents. I'm like, and I looked, I was like, so I told her, I was like, Santa Claus is a fallacy. He's a farce. He was made up. The real, and I gave her like the whole education of how Santa Claus came from England, the whole nine. I wound up in the principal's office. I had kids in that classroom crying. Nobody wanted to play with me on the playground. And I just didn't give a shit. So I fucked up a lot of Christmases for some kids because I told their asses the truth. And the key killer for a lot of people was that they were trying to argue. I said, how many of us live in apartments? And there a bunch of people raised their hands and said, so how the fuck is he going to slide down any goddamn chimney when you don't have one? Bring it to your fucking house? Yeah, I destroyed Christmas. It was fun. I actually enjoyed it.
God damn it.
Praise be to God, Dion. That's all I can say. Praise be to God. Ruining everyone's Christmas. Next, you're going to tell me the fucking tooth fairy don't exist.
Oh, yeah. I killed that bitch a long time ago. She's dead.
Fucking incredible.
Low-key good Christmas movie. Office Christmas Party. If you've seen
Never
it.
heard of it.
It's Jason Bateman, Jennifer Aniston. I watched it a couple of years back just as there's fuck all else on. And it was actually quite funny. It was really good.
Bateman's hilarious.
What Elf? If you haven't seen Elf is a fucking hilarious Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's my wife's second movie. She told me, texted me that her second favorite is Elf.
Elf is fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Tom Love in there, man.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the redo with Macaulay Culkin? He was a couple of years back. He did it for a well-known search engine, and he redoes the famous sitting down for dinner that he did in the original Home Alone. That's well worth it.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So well done.
It was
well worth watching.
Yep.
That is really Google it. It's
Right,
worth it.
we're going to get up out of here, guys. We've been going for nearly 3 hours, which is quite amazing.
Hey, Nick, if you don't mind, before you go off.
1 hour, 18 minutes. I thought we were done.
Nick, before you go off, I want to say something really quick to everybody. I was getting ready for this. Will you tweet about, do me a favor for my guy, needs his prayers for my son? I want to thank Dion, Tony from MBN, St. Patrick FF, Paul Hope, Ted H. Niner, John V, and Ted H. Niner, I said that, John V, Lauren Fan of Justice, and Julian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Really. Thank you.
Yeah. No matter what you're going through, we're all here for you. Outside of football, man, we try to do this as close as possible, man.
Don't make me start crying on air. I don't want to start crying.
Man, it's okay, brother. We're here for you, brother.
Good, man.
Right, before we get out of here, final thoughts. Carl, where can they find your channel? Where can they find you? And all the usual jazz, and any final thoughts?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at TFIBUK20. My YouTube channel is 2 Feet and Bows. We did our preview show for week 13 on Thursday, so that will be up on the channel as we speak. You can find us on Twitch, TFIBUK20. That's our name. We're on all major podcast platforms on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. My final thoughts is I get to watch Sunday football and not have to take my blood pressure medication because my Patriots don't play till Monday Night Football. But good luck to everyone's teams. And yeah, just have a really, really fantastic weekend.
Awesome. Ryan, let everyone know where they can find you. Obviously, you started a YouTube channel, etc. Let everyone know what that is, where they can find you, and any final thoughts.
Yes, you can find me at Always Faithful 24/7 space Let's Go 49ers. That's my YouTube channel. And it don't have the diagonal line going like this. It's straight crossed. That's the one you use. I got the wrong one on here. But that's my YouTube channel. My Twitter is at JMSY168. And I think that's it, right? And 168, yeah, okay. So it's Joe Montana, Steve Young at 16.8. That's how you find me. Thank you.
Nick.
Yeah.
Let everyone know where they can find you and all that jazz. And you can swing your stick around, and you might, if you throw it in the direction, it might actually hit Freddie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at NLudlam84. I'll say the same as last time. I'm not worth following. Follow these guys. These are your content creators. They're just very nice and give me a platform to air my opinions from time to time. Yeah, it's Seahawks week. Fuck the Seahawks. We're going to destroy them. Let's go.
Dion, over to you. Let them know where they can find your content, your Twitter, and all that jazz. And any final thoughts?
You see the name there, Not a Gang Podcast is the YouTube channel. You can see it 49er_Dion on Instagram and at SwiftD on Twitter. Final thoughts. Fuck the Seahawks. I hope that they fall apart, and I hope DK Metcalf throws another shit fit on the sideline. Ryan, much love to you and your family, man. I hope that everything continues to work out. You know, and if you ever need us, man, you reach out. You know, us as men, we got to stick together, and we got to know that it's okay for us to be vulnerable around each other, because it's just being human. We've grown out of the stages of crying is for pussies and stuff like that. We're now adults, and we understand that, you know, when you shed tears, they're real, and then, you know, there's something in it. But we all love you, man. We all got your back.
Sorry, me crying. I mean to cry.
Those prayers will continue to come, man. You know, and I'll kick it over to Mr. John V there.
Yeah, man. First things first, Ryan. Don't hide emotion, brother. That's your child, man. And you got my support. You got my prayers. We're all here for you, dude. You know,
sorry.
Let it out, dude. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to judge you, brother. I mean, I'll stand here for you, man. I'll offer you any of my support, my prayers. It is what it is. You know, I can't do everything, but I could always do a little bit. You know.
Yeah, it's all good, guy. It's all good.
That's that. Final thoughts. Freddie, I love you, brother, but swinging at that box that your head is in right now, brother. Wishing against my Niners. God damn it. You're supposed to support us and lift us up and say, you know, my team sucks. So I'm gonna support the panel. The majority of the 49er fans, you know, I don't expect you to give Carl any goddamn treatment. You know what I mean? He's a Patriot fan. You gotta hate Patriot fans. But the Niners ain't never done nothing to you, bro. Damn it. Outside of that, man, I think the Niners come out of this one victorious. Jesse Sapolo said that they went 6-5 and went on to win a Super Bowl, man.
I saw
They
that.
went on to win a Super Bowl. Okay,
Saw
so
that.
that was what was that? That was the year Steve Young, 95,
That was the 94.
right?
94 team.
So there you go. 6-5, and you can make a run and you can overcome adversity and win the chip. So I think I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm all in on it, but Jesus, man, it could happen, right?
Anything can happen.
And they did it in this jersey. They did it in this fucking jersey. So I'm riding that Sapolo train, bro.
He even said that on this show as well about going 6-5. I would let you say what your channel is on YouTube, JV, but obviously your videos are getting banned faster than
I don't want
Freddie to have to
I'm
lock his
bringing a
door.
bad juju here, goddammit. You guys can find me at the Locker Room Rant if we're allowed to stream. YouTube doesn't like us very much right now, but it is what it is.
And for that reason, everybody should go like and subscribe purposely to piss YouTube off and to make sure that his followers skyrocket purposely. Okay?
Yes,
if you want to
yes.
just see
I
a
wanna
guy,
give
lots
them
of
no
guys
choice.
talking
They'll
real
love
shit
that. They'll
about
love
fucking
that over
sports,
there,
love
trust
it.
me.
Like,
Awesome. Freddie, running for your life. Everyone's after you. Final thoughts. Where can we find you and all that?
Well, it doesn't matter where. I'm the similar view as Nick. It doesn't really matter where you can find me. I'm around. If you want to engage with me on Twitter or argue with me, feel free. Because I enjoy it. I love the banter, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't love all you guys. So yeah, I know you all. It's all fun and games, and I'm sure when we do have a Shark Club meetup, we'll all get on really after you've killed me and I've got 2 black eyes. My thoughts are the same as the guys. Best wishes to Ryan and his family. We are all one. At the end of the day, we are all one big family, even though we live thousands of miles apart. We've got guys who live here in the UK, guys who live in America, Dion as far away as Arizona, and yet we're all here on a Saturday talking nonsense about football. So yeah, that's all I can say. And go Steelers! We're gonna break the Ravens. I hope.
I said final thought, not psychotic bloody mind. My final thoughts echo the same as what everyone said. Ryan, you know where I am. DM, WhatsApp. No, it's all good. I'm glad your son's home. I'm glad he's getting better.
Thank you, Nick.
To Mrs. Ryan, he did pick the Patriots. He didn't.
Yeah, she's watching right now. She's watching.
Again, he picked the Patriots to lose. So any retribution that you want to take out on him, feel free to do so. Just take care. Ryan's for the hook. Hopefully he'll make it next week. If not, he'll probably be in McDonald's on Wi-Fi because she's kicked his ass out. In all seriousness, echo what Freddie said. Football is family. We are a family here at Shank Club NFL. I'm glad that I could get back this week and do a show. I've been feeling awful, but I'm back. A lot of people will say, I wish he'd fucking stayed away, but unfortunately, I am back. One other piece of news. Obviously, everyone knows that Molly, my Labrador, passed away 6-8 weeks ago. Today, we went to the dog shelter and picked a new dog. So she will be back with us from Friday. She's a Jack Russell Terrier called Roxy, just over a year old. She's very nice. If I can keep her still for 2 seconds, I might bring her on the show next week. But judging from the 40 minutes I spent with her today, I don't think she's going to be still for long. So that's my news. But apart from that, everyone else enjoy their weekends. Enjoy Aldi, John. Go there, go the wrong way. Be a rebel, John. Go to Aldi and walk the wrong fucking way round.
Stick it to 'em.
Walk however you choose. Fuck those people and their rules. Walk right there. Walk right in and turn around. Hit a couple people with the basket if you feel like it.
Yeah, don't take no shit in Aldi, my brother.
For the person behind me to grab some tampons.
Yes, shit, I've missed the tampons. Get them for me. Right, we're out of here. Shank Club NFL back again. Possibly Wednesday, depending on how I feel, but definitely back next Saturday. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the comments, likes, all that jazz. And we will catch you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Wear the mask.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks a lot, fellas. Thank you.
Let's go, Niners.
Go Niners!